We're live. It is the Comic Hall and Round Table Discussion. I have Chris, we have Stay Puff, and Al will be joining us shortly. Want to tell everybody in the group, in chat, good evening. Thanks for being here. I want to give a shout out to comic book G Spot. The G Man was in the building early. He parked his car early. Remo is in the building. Vigilante is in the building. Al is in the building while he's waiting to get his update. We've got Ron is in the building. Will Smallwood is in the building. And let's see, we got anybody else? I think that is it. We are down. We are about to get right into this thing. We're gonna go right to Sean because I told y'all when Sean was going to the Comic Con, I was gonna come in, I was gonna zoom in and ask him how was the con. What did he see? Did he see any good deals? Did he see any shine bones? Sean, how was it, man? How was it, brother?
First of all, how everybody is doing. Thanks for tuning in on this show. The con today was a success. I had a lot of fun. And to be honest, I probably wouldn't have went to this con had Bueller not announced he was coming to Florida to be at that con. You know, once Bueller said that he was going to be a guest at that con, I was like, all right, we missed out on MegaCon due to the whole COVID thing. So I'm going to go ahead and risk it all to go hang out with Bueller and see what deals I can get at this con. So, you know, Steve was already coming. Jeff, Cantonese Comic Kid, he was going to be there. So they drove down together. And I met a couple of other people at the con. And the first thing I did when I walked through the doors, I peeled to the left and I see Bueller's table. But before I got to Bueller, I ran into Comic Book Chaos. And I posted this on Instagram. He goes to my shop regularly. He lives in my area. But, you know, he sees me and he don't approach me or nothing because, you know, he thinks I'm like this big celebrity on Instagram. So you know, he like, oh, you know, he's doing his own thing and stuff. I'm gonna leave him alone. So he said, man, you're Stay Puff, right? And I get that all the time because every time somebody posts me and says Stay Puff, yeah, your Instagram page is fire, man. You post movies, comics, all this stuff. So yeah, it was fun meeting him there at the con. And you know, then I went to Bueller's table. Man, Bueller is fucking tall. I'm talking this man. I swear to God.
He's tall. You can look at him on TV until he's tall.
Yeah, but I didn't know he was that tall. It was like this guy's like. I thought he was 7 foot. I'm like, damn. I'm looking up. I felt like I shrunk down when I saw him.
Hey, man, that's why. You know, in his house, he can store extra comic books way up on the shelf. Man. You know, we can't get all the way up there. You know, he can
just use him personal space to do it.
So meeting Bueller was awesome. It was finally great to meet him, and we chatted a bit. You know, Steve was there and Jeff. They got there like a few minutes before me, and you know we got some exclusives. One of them is this cover here, Knock 'em Dead. This is the Bueller exclusive that I purchased from him.
Nice.
So that, and then he had a couple of prints. You know, got the Bloodshot cover.
Nice.
Comics with Bueller.
Yep, that's him. The origin of Bueller.
Yeah.
the old Marvels, the Marvel 60s.
Yeah, the Hulk cover.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then he had this one with like Punisher sketch, and I had him sign it. And all these were free, you know. It just meeting him was a blessing, and it was great to walk around with him later on and dig for comic books. He even purchased a Megaton book, first Liefeld work.
Wow.
And the funny thing about it is he said Rob Liefeld blocked him.
Wait. Time out. I never, for all these years, you said Liefeld, Megaton. I never knew Liefeld's first work was in Megaton.
Yeah, his first published work was Megaton.
No, I would have never thought it, man. I would have never thought it. Now, if that was a contest question, I would have lost. easily.
Yeah, because I don't. When I think of Megaton, I think of First Appearance of Savage Dragon, which is one of the books I'm after. But when I saw that, and I remember Beeler told my Liefeld, because he's a fan of Liefeld, which boggles the mind of why he got blocked by
They got
Liefeld.
blocked.
Yeah, like Liefeld be blocking everybody. I was like, fuck that dude. But
Right.
but I and the booth that it was at was Pop's Culture Underground, I think, and that's where John Neville works. He's a Florida guy. I met him last year at Comic-Con, Tampa Bay, and he always works at these cons with that same booth, and we guaranteed to get deals. And that's where we kept coming back to. Like, we could walk around the whole con, pick up a couple of things here or there, but we know we return to that booth because we're going to get the best deals there. So like majority of the time, I'll pick up some books from artists. I got a couple of sketch covers and some exclusives that I purchased from artists. But most of the time, I'm getting my books from where John Neville was at.
Right.
We getting 10% off, 20% off, and all that. So it's like we were at that booth for like half the con, majority of the con. Like every time we go somewhere, we come right back at that booth. We meet right up there. So, it was a blast. Got to meet Tugboat, the wrestler Typhoon, the Sock Master. He had his mask on full display. That was awesome. He said that's the original mask, the original. And it was fun, chatting up with him. And I even had him give Biggie Shack a shout out. Shout out to Biggie Shack and Comic Head 84, the Mega Power Hours. So that was fun. I met a couple of artists, Ryan Kennard. I got some exclusives from him. And yeah, man, I just had a blast. I was digging for some books, and some books I picked up for other people, for AOKs. Steve dropped a bombshell on me by I don't know if I should say it, but I'm going to go ahead and show. Hey.
Whoa. Hey, don't break it out. I'm
gonna bust it out.
He on a roll.
I'm gonna bust it out, man. Steve dropped a nuclear bomb. He tried to sneak this in my book bag.
There it is.
Signed by Roy Thomas. 7.0. First full appearance of Red Sonja. First cover appearance. This was on my wish list especially after I got issue 23. I knew I was gonna get this book, and I was hunting for it today, but I didn't expect Steve to do this. And he tried to put it in my bag while I was talking to Beulah and John, and I was like, Steve put it in my bag. Man, I took my bag off and looked in there. I was like, what?
Hey, Sean, I'd have mastered the art of doing this on Facebook, on YouTube, so I might be able to pull this off. He dropped the bomb on it, boy.
But it says first full appearance of Red Sonja. The other one is the cameo, so that is right. It's first full appearance of Red Sonja. But yeah, I'm just thankful, man. Like Steve is awesome. He's like the AOK king, the AOK master. But I appreciate him doing this for me, and it's the best thing in the world, for this comic book community and everything that I've been a part of these last few years. So it was a great show, man. I enjoyed every minute of it.
Let me ask you this, Sean. How was the social distancing? How was that? Was that handled really good?
Well, we broke that a couple of times. So,
well, I mean,
but the thing about this con is it was spread out, and it wasn't extremely packed. So it's not like you're walking around a bunch of people just surrounded by you and stuff. Like, it's spread out, and the lanes are wide, and when you're digging for books, you ain't got to worry about people on top of you like I did when I was at the Coliseum of Comics Roadshow, whereas you had people digging on top of each other, trying to get books and stuff. I'm like, man, let me back out and wait for somebody to clear a spot open so I get. But here I felt like at least the area was spread out, and you wasn't too close to everybody at the same time. You had your little groups, and groups ran together, and most of the time, you know, I was distant, but at the same time, I was, you know, close with normal friends, you know. But other than that, I felt it was a pretty. Yeah, I was at the Kiss Me show, Tommy. I remember him saying he was there, or he was going to be there. So I'm not sure if I saw him.
You know, y'all talk about me, man. Skags is reconnaissance too, man. So don't y'all. Skags be in places that I wouldn't even thought about.
But I enjoyed the time there, man. It was fun.
All right, good, man. So let me, I'm gonna go to the elephant in the room. You know, we not. Hey, no rant zone tonight. We're not ranting tonight. So, Sean, how was the pricing at the show, considering that we're in a pandemic? So, did you see anything that was kind of like, oh, this is a little bit cheaper than what it is, or did you see anybody still up to the old tricks? What did you? How was the variety?
There was some decent prices on slab books that I was looking at, like certain books that I saw slabs and it was signature series, and I was like, oh, that's not a bad price. You know, some of them was like in the $150 range, and some was $200. You know, and one dealer, you know, he did work out a deal with another person for them to get a slab. So there's deals to be had. You know, if you really talk right to the dealer and the dealer likes you, if he sees you, you know, really actively going through bins and stuff like that, and you purchase stuff and you say, hey, could you hold that for me? I'm gonna come back later and get it. They'll do it for you, man. They'll give you a deal on it. You know, that's how it was with the dealer that John was involved with. You know, I was able to walk the whole floor, come back, and make sure I get some deals on books.
That's good, man. Another question, and you might can answer this, you might can't, but you know, I just for the general public, did you get a chance to meet some new people there? And did they say was that kind of like their first time getting out comic book hunting? Because I'm pretty sure some people have probably been out, some people kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna lay low and I'll just wait till Comic-Con comes, then I'll go out. So did you hear a lot of that while you were down there?
Probably once.
Okay.
It was a faint conversation with somebody that was next to us, but I really wasn't focusing on them. I was focusing on me and the crew. So
Gotcha, man, gotcha. But man, it's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good time, man. It's good that, you know, when I saw the pictures, you know, it's quite nostalgic to say that because we hadn't been to a con since January. And first day of January.
The funny thing about it is I ain't been to a con since January because I went to Orlando Touring Comic Con. And that con was in the hotel, and it was smaller.
Yeah.
And there was no such thing as social distancing that because it was jam packed. It was hard to get through the aisles. Yeah. You know, so I can imagine, you know, trying to do that shit in the pandemic. Like, nah, you gotta spread them aisles open. I ain't walking in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I felt like this con wasn't jam packed. I guess people still, you know, are hesitant to go to cons. But at least they had a spread open to the point where you're not all on top of each other, and it was a blast. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, awesome. All right, so Sean, glad you had a good time, man. Hold on to that massive haul. We'll see that. we gotta. Hey, everybody, stay tuned because tonight's gonna be a good. You know, everybody, stay tuned for those rants. I want y'all to stay tuned for these hauls tonight because me and Sean got some heat for y'all tonight. So y'all just stay right where you at, man. All right, so let's get right down to business. This week was a huge week. This week validated my Disney Plus membership. I was already Queen Duck, DuckTales, Goof Troop, and all that good stuff. But then when I saw that goodness coming down the pipe, I was telling the guys before when we went on the air that I started seeing trailer after trailer after trailer dropping, and I was just like, wait a minute, what's going on today? I had to go look. What's going on? What?
Matt, you gonna keep it on me?
Oh, I'm sorry, brother. Let me get everybody here. All right, there we go. Now I was telling the guys before the show, I was looking at trailers, and then I would hear about a trailer here. I would hear about a trailer from here. You know, my phone just going off, and I was wondering what the hell is going on today. And so then I realized it was the Disney Investor Summit and Investor Day, yeah, and they definitely wanted to make sure that people was investing in stocks because they were dropping we're gonna keep the theme going, bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb. So, fellas, what was your big takeaway from the Disney Investor Day? I'm sure we're gonna go right down the line of these trailers. I've seen about half of them. I hadn't had a chance to watch all of them. Some of them I just don't too much care to watch. I just watch the show when it comes on. But I can tell you, man. When I'll tell you what I saw. I watched the Falcon and
Winter
and
Soldier.
and it looked like. And I've actually heard somebody say this, which was funny because I thought I was the only person that thought it. But when I saw the trailer, it reminded me of Iron Man 1 and 2, just by the way it looked. It looks like it's just going to be these shows. Let me tell you, from someone who works in the arts and works in the media and in TV, I can tell you, man, the production value of these shows are out of this world. It looks like they're literally taking the movie and putting it on the TV. So it looks good. Word on the street, I heard today that Baron Zemo is going to be the main villain of some odd.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I heard? Is that correct?
Yeah, he was in the trailer.
Yeah, he's in there, and because some of that stuff I watched it real quick. I didn't really digest it like I normally would.
Right.
And what's his name? Flag Smasher is which is in for those who are looking to collect Captain America 370. If I got that right, if I got those numbers right. But it's not going to be the actual villain by himself. It's going to be an organization, kind of like the Hand, you know.
Right.
So, I was satisfied with everything I saw across the board. I was now when I watched the WandaVision trailer, you know, I kind of was like, yeah, they kind of like playing with people's minds on this. So, fellas, we'll start with you, Chris. What was your thoughts on everything that debuted on yesterday?
Well, I've watched it all between the 10th when it all dropped and today. I've pretty much gotten a decent look at all of it. I will say, as a comic book fan and as a Star Wars fan, I am thoroughly ecstatic. Like I'm happy about a lot of the content that they're going to be making. But you know me, I'm always skeptical. So even though they have promised us all of this, and it looks really good, you know, we've been, you know, that,
what year?
Right, exactly. Like, pipe dreams are an amazing thing, but it's 2020, man. Like, y'all, there's a lot of this stuff today. When you start looking into it, there's like, we're bringing you blah 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 blah. Summer of 2022. Man, that might as well be a million years from now. Like, you know, I mean, but don't WandaVision. I'm still not hip on the name because it just sounds dumb. Sounds like something my 9-year-old would come up with, and I'm pretty sure somebody got paid a lot of money to come up with that as the best name for the show. I think WandaVision is gonna hinge a lot on Doctor Strange, because the Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is really kind of the linchpin for WandaVision and for Spider-Man 3. Like, it's been talked about how that Spider-Man 3 and WandaVision all also tie into the multiverse aspects that are spinning out of Doctor Strange. So it's going to be really interesting to see how well that actually holds up on its own, because, you know, Vision's comic book didn't do very well because the idea of Vision having a family and not fighting crime didn't appeal to as many people as they thought. Who knew nobody wanted to read about the average cyborg raising a family? So him and Wanda being in love, even though in the comic books was a great story, might not work so well as an actual TV show. I don't know. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier looks good. But like you said, it does. It looks like the first Iron Man movie, you know, which is cool because the first Iron Man movie was groundbreaking back in 2008, and we really loved it. And I love the fact that watching the trailer, you got to see what Disney was talking about when they announced these movies like these shows 2 years ago. It was like, we're going to be bringing our movie level production to these shows. You know, they're spending close to $1 million like a season per show on the production values of these shows. Not just like the salaries for the actors, but like the special effects and the costumes and everything else. So you figure $1 million a season, you know, it's no, we see we're getting our money's worth. Like, that $1 million a season looks like it just off the trailer from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because the WandaVision trailer just keeps not showing us a whole lot of anything. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is definitely one of them shows. When you see it, you're like, okay, Disney's giving us exactly what they said they were going to give us. So at least on this, it's bankable. And then on all the Star Wars stuff, good Lord, man, oh God, I lost my mind. I was so happy. They announced Ahsoka. Turns out Obi-Wan's show was actually going to happen, and then Hayden Christensen is coming back to be Vader for it. The Bad Batch.
That's what blew my mind when I saw that. I was like, "Oh shit!" They went right back and got the guy who should be doing
that. So I mean, what are you gonna do? Say no? He right? He did nothing since the last time we played Anakin. Might as well come back.
Yeah.
Disney once again has the high ground. Anakin, you can't win this one. Like he ain't got no choice but to come back. So it's really, they're doing what they need to do to make sure the fans stick around. Disney's going out of their way, probably not even out of their way, but Disney is doing what fans want. If you're gonna create your own streaming service and you're gonna have your own shows, then make them good. Give us what we know you can give us, and that's what Disney's doing with the Star Wars and all this other stuff. Like they're giving us shows. I mean, it couldn't hurt. I mean, if worst come to worst, they kill him in episode 6, and then you don't want to have to ever see him again. I mean, it's as far as I can figure, the Obi-Wan show should take place between episodes 3 and 4, which is a nice couple of years in between. But I mean, eventually, we all know Hayden Christensen can lead a show because he's going to have to be Darth Vader. You can be anybody under the helmet. As long as we get James Earl Jones to do the voice, anybody can be under that helmet.
I was about to say that.
You brought it up, and I hope that whatever they're doing, if they're going to do anything, that they go ahead and get him to record whatever he needs to record.
Yeah.
Go ahead and do that now.
2020 taking people out like dominoes.
Yeah, they should be doing that like as we do the show right now. They need to be doing that.
Go ahead, get him to record some new dialogue just in case.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm thrilled though. Yeah, I'm totally stoked for everything they showed on Disney. Man.
Yeah, that Star Wars, man. That when I saw all the list, I was actually in one of the groups, and one of the guys posted it. And when I saw the Bad Batch, I said, "Man, is that the Bad Bitch?" I was like, "What?" I was like, "What kind of Star Wars is they coming out with, man?" And the dude was like, "You know what? I saw the same thing," and I was like, "What in the world?" But then I Bad Batch, so I knew what it was.
Yeah, from Clone Wars,
bro. The amount of shows that they're gonna be doing spin-offs. And you finally get a chance to see like they start using some of that old Dark Horse stuff from the early books that nobody really paid attention to, and now that you've got these characters, you've got like a bunch of characters. You saw Thrawn a couple of weeks ago. Everybody, Thrawn, and you got so I heard something about a rumor there about they're gonna be delving into Darth Maul, which is great. So getting a chance to see how Darth Maul came about and everything like that, it's gonna be great. You got other badass villains. You got the second sister. You got all these characters that they still gotta, establish. So Star Wars is gonna be around for a long time.
Oh yeah,
and Disney's gonna make sure they can get the most out of it, man. So I mean,
I'm
nuts.
I'm looking forward to these shows. Like some of the Star Wars, when I looked at some of the titles, I'm like, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt because Mandalorian, especially this second series, has been awesome. So I really want to see what they could do with the other Star Wars properties because, like I said, I was starting to lose it with Star Wars, after The Last Jedi, and I still ain't watched Rise of Skywalker because I refuse to watch it.
Hey, bro. Hey, man. Hey, just go back and watch. If you want to watch something, just entertainment, just watch the last 2 week shows instead of watching that, man. Don't watch that, man.
You can be doing that review of Flash Gordon. You'll be all right.
I'll take Flash Gordon. But I'm looking forward to some of them, and the Marvel shows. The WandaVision looks interesting. I do like to play on the whole, retro TV shows that they in, like stuck in the 50s stuff, and something is going on with Wanda, with her bending reality and stuff. So I really want to see what that gives us, and especially how it leads into the multiverse with the Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
Falcon and Winter Soldier looks awesome. Like that gave me the most fulfilling moments because that follows directly from Endgame with Falcon and Winter Soldier being on the run and having to deal with Zemo and stuff. And we're going to see the remnants of Hydra. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Now, low key,
that's surprise.
That's I'm not a huge low key fan, even though I like Tom Hiddleston as the character. So that one is like a wait and see for me. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't really sold on it, but Tom Hiddleston definitely can knock it out of the park acting as low key. So I know I'll still watch it, when it comes out because I want to see what the character is going to do. People already specking on that low key storyline. That shit going up, So
yeah.
I definitely want to see what the character does going forward. And Disney was just dropping nuclear bombs, and people gotta just say that Disney just has this on lockdown. From the Marvel and the Star Wars side, and we didn't even talk about the announcement with them and the Pan African story.
Yeah, we ain't got that.
We've got that. That's lined up. But we'll go ahead and segue into that, and then we'll swing back to something I want to talk about. Go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and tap in on that.
I'm really looking forward to this for them to actually have Africans tell their story. On whether it's science fiction or heroes and all that stuff. I think it's a really good partnership for Disney to try and reach out and get others outside of
the Ghost of Tsushima has joined us.
I can't even try to keep a straight face.
The Ghost of Tsushima is in the building, man. Lord Raiden.
Raiden. Welcome to Mortal Kombat.
Y'all see my name, don't you?
Yeah.
10 points to the chat if y'all know who Lu Chin Chin is. Remo probably know. You know too. Y'all know who Lu Chin Chin is.
I got caught up.
I'm waiting to shot.
Man, my mind is drawing a blank now, man. I was trying to finish my thought, and then Al came in and sidetracked me, man.
You know what? It'd have been even better if you just teleport in with lightning. That'd have been you come up from the bottom like Mortal Kombat.
I'll tell you now, I wouldn't be sitting here if I could do that, brother. What's up, folks?
Oh man.
What's going on, man?
But I'm right there with you, Sean. I think it's actually going to be pretty cool because not only is this a great, because I found it, and this is one of those things that I came across it on Twitter entirely by accident because it's one of the people I follow, and one of the topics I follow on Twitter, ended up putting it in my feed, and it was announced on the Investor Day, just like all the other stuff, but it got lost in the jumble of the Star Wars and the Marvel and everything. So it's really interesting that this is a small Nigerian animation studio. They've got a couple of Kickstarters that they've done to do some backings, but it's a huge deal. But aside from the fact that that they're Nigerian, but it's a huge thing because they're not just. This isn't just a thing where Disney has bought their idea or supposedly going to use their idea. Like they're actually in a partnership for an independent studio to get independent Black studio to get a partnership with one of the largest animation companies in the world. They were basically nobodies. This is the equivalent of a jobber getting a title match against Steve Austin or The Rock. Like nobody's coming out here, and then they're telling stories of the Pan-African stories, with this futuristic African culture. And it's one of those things. My only worry is that some people have already made the comparison, but I worry that when it does come out, that people are going to compare it to just being Wakanda, because it's an African nation and it's going to be futuristic, and people are going to instantly just be like, "Oh, it's just Wakanda," and brush it off and not see this for as important of a moment as it actually is.
I really hope people don't do that. You want to give this a chance because anything can have science fiction elements. Wakanda's not just the only science fiction type town or city. that has all this great science knowledge and experiments and all that. No,
but Sean,
give them a chance and let them tell the story that they want to tell.
Sean, the average black person that is not a comic book fan does not know that.
Exactly.
And that's the damning thing. Hey, everybody in the chat, this is Black Folk Moment. That is the damning thing about being a black comic book fan, is that people who do not follow this stuff will associate everything with Wakanda. It's just like, what Wakanda's gonna become, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get a good laugh out of the way. Wakanda is the new Michael Vick jersey.
Yep.
Man, everybody still wear that damn Falcon jersey everywhere you go. It is Wakanda. It's gonna be Wakanda no matter what. It's gonna be tied. Anything that's black, it's gotta do with Wakanda. Hey, man, they came from Wakanda. No, they didn't. They came from across the street at the gas station. Now, but dude, teleported from Wakanda.
They got here from Wakanda.
Yeah, everything is tied to Wakanda. So yeah, I hope this doesn't get lost in that, man. Because the animation, the little photo that I did see that you put in our group, it looked cool, man.
Yeah,
interesting stuff, man. We need more we need new, fresh stuff, man. We need new, fresh, black, themed shows, man. So this is great, man. Al, what, brother?
He's still waiting on us to guess the character.
I'm going to tell you, Lu Chin is the guy that special ed fought in the mission.
God damn it, man!
Oh.
Come on, man.
Now
Al. Come on, man.
Hey, but you never know who he is.
I'm fucking thinking of all the kung fu movies, man. Why you slap me in the face like that, man?
Didn't even see it coming.
So Al, what was your takeaway, man? What was your takeaway from the announcements this week by Disney Plus? At the investor summit.
Well, first off, thank you everybody for being here before I was. My computer was acting foolish tonight. Appreciate you being here. I think Disney was trying to give folks heart palpitations, man. They put a lot out. They put a lot out there on people this week. And if you didn't take your anxiety medicine, your blood pressure medicine, or whatever medication you take, if you didn't spark a joint beforehand, you being after the fact. They put a lot of stuff out there, man. And of course, they added fuel to the the speculation fire. But personally, I think it was some good stuff. Honestly, some really good stuff that they put out there, man. I didn't get a chance to watch everything in regards to the trailers. I watched the Falcon Winter Soldier, which I kind of agree with you. That did give kind of an Iron Man type feel. Hey, man, if I could throw lightning, you can call me Lord Raymond. But until then, man, just call me Lu Chin. But man, I'm telling you, WandaVision, I got a theory on WandaVision. I'm gonna go ahead and share that with y'all now. I have this distinct feeling, and everybody in the chat, thank you for being here. Y'all heard this from me first. Y'all ain't hear from nobody else. Comic Tom, Comic Willie, Billy down the street. WandaVision is going to be a gateway to the X-Men. When I watched those trailers, I got the vibe of House of M. That whole vibe of her being like conflicted, because she's, from what I can gather, she's created this whole thing like with her hex powers. All this stuff is like going on in her head. And I think eventually what's going to happen, they're going to, go from what they call her in Quicksilver, may he rest in peace, specials. They're going to translate that to mutants. And I think all that ties into Marvel dropping the biggest bomb, in my opinion, on what they were going to be doing with the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do next. We're already going to say that's actually the next thing we're going to talk about.
But in reference, I ain't gonna go into that right now. But in reference to what I'm glad I got Disney Plus. I know their shot the hell up.
Oh man,
they stocks went through the roof after that investors meeting. They did that on purpose, and I think it was a good play by Disney. And they coming with the content. I mean, they already got what's up, Iconic Point. They already got some good material content on the platform. But I mean, with all this other stuff they got with the Star Wars stuff, bruh, I'm telling you, it's a good time to be a fan of comics, man.
So what would you do? What would you do with WandaVision? Let's say they get an episode, season 3 or whatever. Yeah, we just discussed that in her. All this is in her mind, and then all of a sudden at the end of season 3, they just pan to a guy sitting in the chair with his back turned to the screen with Cerebro on.
Well, speaking of me personally, y'all might have to call and check on me because I might be the one that have heart palpitation. Like y'all, man, I ain't seen Al on Instagram in 3 days, man. We need to check on that joker, bro.
Somebody need to do a wellness check.
Hey, I give y'all permission to kick the front door down if y'all ain't heard from me in 2 days. But I honestly believe, I know somebody, I think Iconic Stock just said that it was going to be a gateway to Doctor Strange. But at the end of the day, I feel like that WandaVision, even if it is a gateway directly into Doctor Strange, it's going to end up with the X-Men. Because you think about it, X-Men right now is like when you go to Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner and you know some pecan pie and some coconut cake and some red velvet cake in the kitchen, but you can't get to it until you get through the turkey and the dressing and the collard greens, and if you like chitlins, and that that cake is there, you can't get to it yet. Fantastic Four, somehow or another, I give it until maybe spring, whenever they get ready to announce their new slate of stuff that they're working on. X-Men gonna be next, and I guarantee you, WandaVision gonna be tied into it some kind of way. Watch what I say now.
Another show that was that intrigued me too during the trailers is What If.
Oh yeah,
that looked really good.
I enjoyed that.
I like the artwork on it. I like the fact that we have authentic voices. They've got talent. They brought in some talent to voice those characters, and I think now what's going to be crazy is all these damn What If books going to start going up. That's going to be crazy. Yeah. The insanity. I mean,
hey, Owl froze.
Yeah, I think the lightning. It was too the lightning. They froze that. But he'll be back.
At least he's not asleep.
We're gonna see.
But yeah, all them What If books are gonna end up sky. I was thinking the same thing with the Loki. The cover of the issue where it was the vote for Loki when he was in the suit because they showed that in the clip, that comic is gonna skyrocket now because it's gonna be a part of the storyline for the show.
Fellas, I talked to a shop owner yesterday, and he was scrambling. It was funny because he was scrambling trying to go to the dollar bin to get books that he thought he had put in the dollar bin. And I told him, I said, bro, you might well just start doing that. I said, if you might well just take everything out of that bin and put it on in the back. I said, because with the way the industry is now, everything is at play. Everything. And when everything is at play. People are scrambling trying to go get Batman 313. We'll talk about that in a couple of segments. People are scrambling trying to grab all these different books. I'm like, hey man, we are in an era. I think people thought, and this, you can go back a couple of shows last year. I want to say earlier this year, we talked about this, and we debated it. And I told Larry, I said the comic books are here to stay. They're not going anywhere. The comic book industry is a mainstay in cinema and film. It's not going anywhere. I think if this was to happen in the 90s, we probably would. It'd be on the way out. Scream and all that bullshit. But now you've got legit shows that now have special effects, and it's cheaper to actually put that stuff out than it would have been years ago. So you're able to keep rotating and rotate and rotate.
But you know what?
Go ahead, Chris. No, go ahead.
What I think actually helps is that, a lot of people looked at comic books when they started taking over, and becoming, the theme in movies. Comic books had their bubble, just like every couple of years when you watch the trends when it comes to movies, a theme of movies comes around and it has a bubble until the bubble pops and they stop making that type of movies and they move on to the next one or whatever. And a lot of people thought that that's what was going to happen with comic books. But the difference is that people don't. If you're not a comic book reader, if you're just a general population moviegoer and you like comic books, or comic book movies, you figure eventually the idea of comic book movies is gonna just pass on and pass away, just like cowboy movies and natural disaster movies and all that kind of stuff. But the difference is that people don't understand is that comic books are a living, breathing thing. They are adaptable. Comic books went from being comic strips in the Sunday paper to being comic books that you held, to being TV shows, to being radio dramas, to being plays on Broadway, to being movies now, big budget movies, not just, we've had Superman in them before, but now we have 10 years of Marvel. And so, yeah, the movie aspect of comic books may have not burst per se, but morphed to the small screen. The idea is just as huge, but the execution has become smaller. They've put it on the small screen so that now you can get that fix. But instead of having to wait months for your next Marvel movie, next DC movie, next whatever comic book movie, all you got to do is, like they used to tell you at the end of the Batman 66, same bat channel, same bat time. Next week, you get your fix. And they figured out how to, Disney and them have realized that comic book lovers, we will feed that fix. We will go to comic book stores. We will get our comic books. We will watch what you put out. Mind you, you got to be ready for the backlash if it's not good, but they're willing to take that risk, and they're feeding, it's morphed into giving us the new medium on a streaming service. And it's like, look, here you go. Every week you got a brand new show. You got a brand new episode. It's brand new issue, if you will, of what you love, of what you want. And so it's like you said, man, comics aren't going anywhere. It'll just adapt and change to yet another medium in order to keep getting itself out to people. And that's exactly what's happening here. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah. Lady Fantastic. Yeah. So we're going to be able to see some of our most loved stories come to life in a way that just wasn't possible 10 to 15 years ago. And she's correct. A lot of these special effects, a lot of these budgets were not available 10 to 15 years ago. Otherwise, if they were available, we wouldn't have had some of these shit movies like Green Lantern. So, could you imagine had they had the budget to do, and the special effects to actually do something like they can now?
I'll say this: the special effects and what we saw in the Mandalorian and what's coming in these shows, I don't even want to watch a CW show no more.
But you read my mind, Sean, because I was here thinking like, DC has got to be thinking, what the hell? Y'all had this on lock 5 years ago. Y'all could do whatever y'all want to do, and then Marvel just comes in like last week we got off the show with the steel chair. We were talking about the steel chair reference with Steve Austin. They came in just like how Steve Austin came in with that steel chair last weekend. It just went from bam, 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 bam. Thank you, bam.
I mean, but that's that Disney money, though. You know what I'm saying? Disney's got that money to be able to do that kind of stuff, and if DC or Warner Brothers, being the parent company, were willing to take that risk, and they might now that they have a viable streaming service in HBO Max, they can do better TV shows. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hard to want to spend that kind of money on a TV show that's on network television where you don't necessarily have in a locked in audience. CW is if you got an antenna, you can watch a CW. You ain't got to pay for it. As where with Disney, literally they're paying to watch this stuff. You're literally buying ratings for this show that you're creating. You're creating your own little circle. It's like we're creating a show for the people who paid to watch the show. So it's all just going in a nice little circle. As long as we keep creating it, they'll keep paying for it, and they'll keep watching it, and we'll keep good ratings. The CW doesn't have that. So hopefully AT&T and Warner Brothers will look at it and go, you know what? The Flash has done great, but how about we move the Flash to HBO Max instead of the CW and up the production values on the show and then show y'all what we can really do with these stories and see what happens from there. Hopefully they'll take that hint. They'll take that cue. And because I'd love to see, me and the wife were rewatching Lois and Clark, talking about shows not being able to do the stuff. We were watching the new Adventures of Lois and Clark from back in 94, 95. And man, there were some rough episodes to rewatch because it was just like, this is a horrible story for an episode. Like, why did anybody think this was a good idea for an hour episode of a TV show? Like, some of them was so hard. And the special effects were just so bad in comparison of just TV shows, not even movies, other TV shows of today. So hopefully that's what we can get to that point where everybody's not necessarily spending $1 million a season on a show, but you'll at least break the bank on $500,000, at least to give us some good stuff. Because obviously we're willing to pay for it and willing to watch it as long as you're willing to give us good stuff.
Sean, what's your thoughts, brother?
On the whole CW thing, or the Marvel?
Marvel.
I've talked about all the Star Wars and Marvel, and when it comes to special effects being in these TV shows,
I lost my train of thought. That's it.
Especially on the streaming platforms, these high budget $1 million TV shows that we see on like Mandalorian and what's coming up, and I think Doom and Confused brought up a good point about Doom Patrol, being on not CW, but the DC Universe stream. Mm-hmm. That was pretty good, and I enjoyed some of the special effects in that and Teen Titans.
Both are on HBO Max now, though.
Yeah, they killed off the DC stream thanks to AT&T coming in.
Thanks to HBO Max.
We could do a whole show on how ass backward that was. We talked about this last year about how you roll out a program that's not readily available on different platforms. You got to, it was a complete botch up, and that's putting it lightly. Let me ask y'all this: are they? Because I'm out of the loop on a lot of stuff that's on HBO Max. Are they reproducing Swamp Thing, or is it just first season?
Swamp Thing is the only show that they have not given any kind of idea about. Like they canceled it because it was originally only on the DC streaming service,
yep.
And then it got canceled after its first season and kind of went into limbo. And then the first season has been picked up and has been running on the CW. All they're basically doing is just showing all the episodes that were on the DC streaming services, just edited or whatever that. And so then, but HBO Max is picked. They put Titans. Harley Quinn's getting the third season. Doom Patrol's all of them are going to be on HBO Max. Swamp Thing is the only one that's kind of just up in the air right now. We don't know exactly what's going to happen with Swamp Thing.
Well, wouldn't it make sense, man, for them to revisit the Watchmen? They did that
on HBO with that Watchmen series.
But they canceled it there. But people are like, that was a really good show. It is, just like
the creator only intended it for it to be 9 episodes. That's why they didn't do any more. He literally only wrote it to be like a one-off. He only wrote it to be like a really short story. He had no intention of there being another season. Wow. So that's why they were just like, well, 9 episodes, we're good. And they just
have to go back and they're going to see. In order for DC and Warner Brothers to even make a dent in whatever Marvel's doing, and if that's their financial goal, you just don't know what Warner Brothers DC. They just shoot from the hip a lot of times, but they need those projects out there. They need a Watchmen. They need shows that are produced. Titans is a classic example of something that if you really put some work into it, it turns out really good. But they have, we go through this all the time. Warner Brothers has a tendency to AT&T to put their hands, their metal, and all this meddling, and so you end up wasting time by having to start. They do what Marvel does with comic books. They will start something, stop it, and start over. We're gonna start it again. We're gonna go start over. That we didn't like that, so we're gonna start over.
Yeah.
Let's recast
instead of seeing it through to the end.
Yeah, instead of seeing it through to the end. And so that is one of the biggest things that drives me crazy when it comes to them, when it comes to movies, because you got iconic characters, Batman, Superman, you just go down the list. You've got iconic characters. There's no reason for y'all not to be able to put iconic television shows on us. You have HBO Max. This is Game of Thrones type stuff. You have an opportunity to do. And this is the opportunity. If you can't get it done here, and they're all, from what I'm hearing, they're already struggling comic book wise. They don't know what they want to do with the comic books. So this is your opportunity to make it work, to make some stuff work, So hopefully, man, they're taking some notes. Sometimes you got to take a couple of losses before you get a win. So hopefully things will start to turn around. Let's go back over to Marvel. I wanted to bring this up. Figure out how I want to do this. Which one I want to do first? I think I'll go with this one because we'll be on this one longer. Fantastic Four was announced. We called this last year, I believe, early this year. At some point this year, I think we said Fantastic Four was lurking around the corner. I need Doctor Doom. I need a real Doctor Doom. I need quality. The Fantastic Four has been long overdue for a good quality movie. Please don't fuck this up, Marvel. The Fantastic Four has took that ass whooping for the last 12 years, 14, 15 years. Please give us something that's good. Please give us a good villain. Please honor Doctor Doom the way he should be honored. Because this was a big when they finally made the announcement, and I think Watts is going to direct it as well. So this has a potential of really shaking things up on a massive level. I was excited, man. Like I said, I just hope Doctor Doom that's my big thing.
Same here. You know, Doctor Doom is like, and I don't want Doctor Doom to just be a Fantastic Four villain, because the man is the villain in the Marvel universe. Like, he messes with everybody. He always has his hands in everybody's business.
Sean, he is the basically. I would almost put him as I would have to put, if I had to do my top 3 main villains in the Marvel universe, 4 in the main universe, you got a Magneto, Doctor Doom, Thanos, and Galactus. Like your major, you can't botch this up, major, because he's fought everybody, including villains in the Marvel universe. He's villains' asses in the Marvel universe. So he needs to be a mainstay.
And it's kind of funny that, you know, they, spoiler alert for anybody that still ain't seen, but they killed off Iron Man. Okay. And Iron Man and Doctor Doom has a history in itself, you know, with their time traveling antics, you know, and going back to the days of King Arthur and stuff.
Hey, if you ain't seen Iron Man get killed off and we in the face,
everybody should know about it. But, you know, I hate when I say something and somebody says spoiler. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Right, like it. You don't know by now.
Exactly.
Love you 3000.
Yeah, Iron Man and Doctor Doom has a well-established history in the MCU. Like, you think of Doom and Iron Man, you think of
Spider-Man.
Doom and Spider-Man. Doom is born. Doom is born. You know,
with him to save his mom from hell.
Yeah,
I mean, we're in the multiverse of madness. It's
perfect. It's perfect. Doom just has his hands in everybody's business. He always scheming in the background, plotting in the background, and then the most important thing I want to see. the most important thing I want to see is Latveria. I want to see Latveria.
Yeah, actually go there.
Yes, you know, I can't wait to hear a name drop of, you know, in like a news segment or something like that, and they name drop Latveria. Then I'm like, oh shit, you know,
like they did.
Name drop.
They did Wakanda in Avengers 2: Age of Ultron, when it was like, it comes from Wakanda, when, you know, because Banner couldn't say Wakanda, they name dropped it.
Yeah. I only got to do is name drop Latveria, and I'm like, Doom is coming.
We in there.
Doom is that villain, dog. I'm telling you, Doom is that man. I'm telling you, you talk about the top of the cream of the crop. You know, he is the fucking man. And if they can do this right, man, and keep him around, him, Kane, them guys need to be like, need to be going from movie to movie. They need to be popping up over this movie.
And see, speaking of Kane, I feel like he's not going to be used properly. He's such a huge villain to be in the third Ant-Man movie.
You know, they could be doing something like they're doing with Spider-Man. You see what they're doing with the Sinister Six.
Man, Spider-Man's going to be too over the top for me, because they've only announced one villain for Spider-Man, but they've got possibly two villains, and possibly 3 different Spider-Men in the same movie. Named with 2 villains been announced.
Yeah. We'll
This
tackle
still-
that. We'll tackle that. We'll
Yeah,
pull that movie in just a little bit. Hold tight.
okay.
But Dr. Doom, man,
He's the man. He is.
Like you said, Sean, they should be going to the homeland. We have never seen it. I don't even think they brought that shit up in the other Fantastic. Did they bring up that even mention where he was from in the last couple Fantastic?
I can't.
He was only in one.
Yeah. I mean,
No, he was in all 3 movies.
He was in all
Was he in all
three.
three?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
that's
was
right.
in Rise of the Silver Surfer too. He stole the surfer's surfboard.
Movies were so bad, I gave myself amnesia. I blacked them out. I just don't try not to remember them.
Yeah, but yeah, I think Fantastic Four.
And the perfect thing is, you can use Doctor Doom as a build-up villain like they did Thanos to Secret Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you throw hints of Doctor Doom messing with everybody, making his plans, then you throw these little subtle hints of the Beyonder. And then we all know Doom is power hungry, and Beyonder was the one guy that he stole the power from in Secret Wars. So that would be a great conclusion to Doom arc by just building up his character and doing Secret Wars and have if you thought Endgame had all the heroes, just wait until they add Fantastic Four and X-Men and Silver Surfer and all of them guys. So Secret Wars could be something long-term planning, and it could pay off epically.
Yeah, because now there's no excuse, Sean.
Right.
Here's the excuse was, if they had the rights to Johnny B. Back, they had the rights to this person here, they had the rights to this person over there. If you had, he's over at Fox, he's over at Sony, he's over at Paramount Studio, he's over here, he's over there, He's over at Fox, Paramount Studio, he's over. Cox Cable, man. I know about him. I live up here with him. I know about it. But and we're gonna bring. Yeah, we're talking about Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. If you want to know what.
Let me go ahead and get my 2 cents in because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be on the internet.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Dance on him.
Hey man, I was listening on my phone since my ISP is garbage, but man, I'm excited. I've never really been a fan of the Fantastic Four, but y'all talking about middle fingers now. Well, I ain't talking about MF Doom, the super villain, but Dr. Doom. I think Dr. Doom will be a great shot in the arm, and he'll actually be a villain quite the opposite of Thanos, because Dr. Doom is a thinking man's villain. Dr. Doom is an arrogant bastard. Dr. Doom is a very crafty individual, and I think you mentioned it about his business. He has drunk everybody's Kool-Aid, friend or foe, villain or otherwise. He don't really care. And I like Dr. Doom. I've actually recently started to grow a real fondness of Dr. Doom after reading that X-Men versus the last X-Men versus
Fantastic Four.
Man, I almost said X-Men versus Street Fighter. Yeah, X-Men versus Fantastic Four. I don't know why I'm thinking about that game.
Zangief.
Because the game was awesome.
Metal Zangief. But yeah, man. Man, dude, I'm telling you, man, the X-Men, God, I got them on the brain too. The Fantastic Four. Yeah, Doom is a complicated character. I put Doom up there in that same category with the Joker. I mean, they're not the same character per se, but their characters are so complex because there's many layers to Doom.
Is he your top 3 villain?
I mean, if I'm looking outside the X-Men, he is. You know what I'm saying?
I put him in my top 5. What was it? 4? I said because I had Magneto. He's in there with Magneto because Magneto's in my top 4.
Won't put to you like this, man. What really made me a believer of Doom was the first Secret Wars, and I think Sean touched on it. Dr. Doom went up to Battle World, the first Battle World. Can't talk tonight either, damn. Went to Battle World, and he did all this stuff, plotting and scheming behind the scenes. When he found out that Beyonder had that unlimited, God Almighty, I can't do nothing tonight. Unlimited power. He put in motion a plan to steal that Joker's power, and he was successful in doing it for a short period of time. So, I mean, I don't think that's even prior to the Secret Wars. I don't think any other villain has actually attempted to do something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but hadn't he attempted to steal the power cosmic from Galactus prior to that?
I want to say yes.
Man, y'all scared me, man.
No. I was thinking. I want to say. I want to say that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's literally. That's what I was saying before you came back. I said this is a man that fights villains. He doesn't give a damn who you. He fights.
When he went when he got his face fixed, he became a good guy.
His quest is for ultimate power.
Yeah.
And he'll stop at nothing. And I know that's a cliche-ish term, but he'll stop at nothing to get what he wants. I mean, anybody that read the recent Secret Wars, he did the same thing.
Yep.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
He is a habitual line stepper.
Exactly.
He's a habitual line stepper.
To quote Rick James, may he rest. No, the Charlie Murphy, may he rest in peace. He is a habitual line stepper. His quest is ultimate power, and I can see him being a thorn in the side of many heroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe if they play their cards right for years to come. Now, Doom, in my honest opinion, I'm gonna let it go. He shouldn't be a one-off character. He shouldn't be a two-off character. He shouldn't be a three-off character. Doom is one of those trump cards. You know, the
Uh-oh.
Basically.
Okay, there he is.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Still up, man.
Yeah, you were borging out.
Okay,
yeah, we got you. We hear you, but we can't see you. But we hear you. Keep going.
But anyway, man, Cox gonna make me cuss them out tonight. But I mean, he's a trump card, man. He's that ace of spades. He's one of those type of characters, man, that you need to have working in the background. You know, you might not. Yeah, he's still old and powers. You might not see him going like full force in the forefront, but he always got something going on. He always got something brewing. Like in the X-Men versus Fantastic Four, his whole job was to try to get Franklin Richards because Franklin Richards got depowered. It was a reason behind that. The reason why he tried to get Franklin Richards' power back. They ain't made known of what it is yet. But anytime Dr. Doom does something, it has like a big payoff at the end. So I'm really looking forward to that, man. I'm looking forward to Dr. Doom back in the looking for him to be.
Yeah, it's well long overdue to have a legit Dr. Doom. I'm not, like I said, I'm not talking about this bullshit we've seen over the last 20 years. That ain't Dr. Doom. That's just the dude y'all put in the suit and gave him some rocks. That is not Dr. Doom. I need a real. Go ahead, Sean. I saw you make that head shake. Go ahead, bro.
Bullshit we saw in the first Fantastic Four movie.
Oh Lord.
I swear I walked out of that theater so disappointed on how Dr. Doom was treated towards that end. Man, get the armor, and yeah, he got a little sparkly fire coming out his hands, and that was it. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, man?
That's horrible, man.
Yeah.
I hate they got the guy from Nip Tuck. They could have got anybody from him, man.
Anybody could have been.
I would rather seen Randy Travis as Dr. Doom than that Joker, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Hey man, we're gonna start y'all. I ain't gonna let y'all talk about my boy Al, man.
You're gonna start a GoFundMe.
Hey, y'all go. Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Hey, we gonna move the show to Patreon then, damn it. I'm like, we're going to Patreon.
Now see, I see DT trying to crack though. But let me tell you something. Let me fill you in on a little something. I do have panoramic Wi-Fi, and I found out the other day, because you know I'm working from home. Cox is effing with my internet, man. I have 150 megabytes download and 10 megabytes up. That shit clocked at 9 megabytes per second. Cox is screwing me over. They said they supposed to be fixing it, but they ain't fixed it yet. So don't be trying to crack on me in the chat. Matter of fact, hey man, next Saturday we do a show. How about I come over to your crib and I do show. Hey man, I'm just saying, help a brother out.
All right, so we're gonna slide away from the Fantastic Four. We'll be revisiting that several times in the next couple of years.
Oh yeah.
So next up, something that was a debate here on this same panel about 4 months ago, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. Marvel will not recast King T'Challa in Black Panther. So if they're not going to recast King T'Challa, then all signs point towards we know who.
Yeah.
Are y'all in agreement? or are they gonna go another direction? I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Shuri. Al,
Yeah.
go ahead, brother.
I mean, pretty much the sure shot is Shuri, but don't discount Killmonger.
This
I'm
is
just
true.
saying. I mean, they'll throw a curveball on you in a minute. Now, when you start seeing solicitations from Marvel and they start talking about Killmonger, because you know how they do. They'll when they get ready to put something out there, they'll throw a whole bunch of comic books out there. Killmonger then came to the Panther God for repentance, and Panther God felt like he was worthy enough to carry the mantle and all this. I'm telling you now, I'm telling you, if it ain't Shuri, it's gonna be Killmonger. I'm telling you. I think they're gonna do Shuri, but I don't think it's gonna be Letitia Wright.
Oh, really?
Given the way Disney's going with the females first and all that, man, it's gonna be Shuri, and she's gonna be the Black Panther for at least 2 movies. They're gonna do Black Panther 2 is gonna be I mean, they're saying that Black Panther 2 is gonna focus on Wakanda and its people, but nobody wants to watch a Black Panther documentary. Let's just be real about it. So, whether or not Killmonger comes back, no idea, but I guarantee you she is gonna put on the costume at least once for at least one movie. She is gonna be the Black Panther. Whether or not she succeeds into any other ones after that, no idea, but
Well,
guaranteed.
I guess after she stopped, what you gonna have to go get Kevin Cole, unless So,
Yeah.
Sean,
I mean, all signs will either point towards her or recasting. And if they're gonna go with her, I don't have a problem with it, even though it feels like it's still early, and that she still don't have that seasoned development that she needed. But like I said, I don't mind it, and I think she can do well as Black Panther. But I also kind of see where I was coming from with the whole Killmonger thing, because Michael B. Jordan was one of people's favorite characters in the movie, considering the fact that he was the villain, but he actually has a strong point to it. So I could see them using that as a way to try and bring him back into the fold and have him and Shuri feud over the whole Black Panther thing, which lead me to another thing, whereas in order for Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger to come back, they need to introduce Madam Slay as the villain in the movie. Now, a lot of people don't really know her character as much because she's not as prominent as she's been in the comics. She's not as prominent comic book character, but she was the one that revived Killmonger in the comic books. So if you're gonna go that route of bringing him back, they should introduce her into the fold, as to say this is the opportunity with T'Challa gone, bring back Killmonger and seize the throne, because maybe she didn't like what happened with the whole Infinity War thing with T'Challa letting outsiders come in and lay siege to certain parts of Wakanda or something. I don't know, but that could be something that could be brought up as a plot device in terms of her bringing Killmonger back. So I would rather see that than see Namor, since I'm not a fan of him at all. So people talk about Namor. I don't want to see Namor, man.
go ahead, Al.
Let me just say this too to add to what Sean just said, and you just put the comment on the thing as far as DT. I'm not gonna go into it, but if you want to find out, just type in Letitia Wright Twitter. She made some remarks, and that woke go broke crowd, they was eating her lunch for a minute. Yeah. So my thing is that if that actually affects her standing in the MCU in terms of her being employed, that's what I meant in that particular situation. Now, on top of that, man, Letitia Wright is a very slim young lady. And I don't know, man. It just physically, I don't know if she would actually. I mean, she had to eat some grits.
She got to go on the She-Hulk weight plan.
She had to go to the Golden Corral for a while, and eat for morning, noon, and night. I mean, but it's possible. I mean, I'm not putting it. I mean, she was a likable person in Black Panther. Yeah, like Big Remo. Yeah, she sure did, man. But yeah, I mean, she was a likable character in Black Panther. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I actually, and I know Lady Fantastic. You know, I love you. I'm sure she's a cool character, but I don't think I'd be able to watch Black Panther without Chadwick Boseman, man. I mean, can you imagine like that movie opening and just knowing that he was actually, before he died, he was actually training to go back into that role.
Put the suit back on.
It's just, to me, I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up watching the movie regardless, man. But it's like, and I know that wasn't his only movie role, but to me, man, it's like that property wouldn't be the same. Yeah, Gal Gadot put on some weight for Wonder Woman. Like I said, Letitia Wright had to eat a whole bunch of cream of wheat and some Little Debbie snack cakes in order to get that weight up, though, for real. But I'm done.
All right. Any other comments on Shuri before we move on? All right. So there is another casting this week. Daredevil. I forgot the guy's name that plays Matt Murdock.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox cast to play Daredevil in Spider-Man 3, which we're going to segue.
Rumored.
Yeah, go ahead. Rumor.
It ain't confirmed yet.
Yeah,
Still
rumor. Yeah, rumor.
Hey man, it was funny on the internet, man, when they started talking about Al. Now I'm telling you, I don't know if we talking about this, but I got crunk when they said Alfred Molina was being talked. Because me personally, man, I feel like Alfred Molina.
That has been confirmed.
No, say what now?
That's been confirmed. He is back as Doc Ock.
Dude.
Oh yeah. I thought I'm sorry. I'm not I'm thinking Spider-Man 2. Oh, that's better from Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, from the first Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
That movie, man, to me is still the best Spider-Man movie out of all of them, including the MCU. Alfred Molina acted his ass off.
Yep.
And as much as people give Seabiscuit, what's his name? That ain't his real name.
Tobey Maguire.
Seabiscuit.
Hey, he did play in a movie called Seabiscuit, though. Yeah. Tobey Maguire, man, that was his best performance as Spider-Man in that second movie. Like
that was the boy, Al. I mean, that's what mystifies so many people that watched all three of those first three. Was like, the first one was good, second was phenomenal. How did you go from that to the third one? How did you go to that?
Studio interference, man. They wanted to put too many things in that movie and just ruined it. You had Harry Osborn as the Green Goblin. That should have been the third movie alone. But they said, oh, no, we need to throw Venom in because Venom is getting popular and stuff. We need to throw Venom in it. Oh, wait, let's tie a villain to Peter Parker's origin story with Sandman. I'm like, what the fuck, man? They threw too much shit in that movie, and it came out looking like shit.
Agreed.
It is the trilogy curse. Because let's look back at the movies at the time period for all of the Marvel movies at the time. Marvel they made really great first movies and sequels, and then the trilogy, whenever they tried to hit the trilogy, it always went bad. Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3, Blade 3.
Yep.
Hey man, we ain't gonna talk about X-Men 3. X-Men 3, that movie was in another whole parallel universe. Matter of fact, I don't even know what y'all talking about. That movie was shit.
You know what we're talking about. Hey, we talking about that goddamn bridge that they spent their whole motherfucking budget on. I keep telling y'all.
So making one bridge.
That they've spent all the budget on the bridge scene.
And they spent all that budget on that bridge scene that they had no more budget left for the Wolverine movie coming out because that shit was even worse.
Yeah, because they filmed that down the street from my house over at Celine Supreme. They filmed that movie right down there. That's Celine. That scene with him and was it Bishop? Was it not Bishop? Was it Bishop? That was
Bishop one in the X3.
What's the black dude? What's the black dude in Wolverine? That Wolverine movie.
Oh, you talking about
Will I Am?
Yeah, Will I Am.
They filmed that right down.
You mean Nightcrawler's daddy?
Yeah, that was filmed down at the restaurant behind just down the street from my house called Celine Fisher.
The stupid tie-in of Nightcrawler's daddy.
Yeah. I don't know how they botched Spider-Man 3 after coming out with Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is one of my all-time favorite Marvel movies. Bro. I love that fucking movie.
They put a dance scene in.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man. When I found out that he was in the movie, he was involved, that really piqued my interest. Anything else? I mean, it's gonna be left up to what other decisions they make in reference to the direction of the movie. If the MCU is involved, I'm a bit more intrigued. But right now, it gives me the feel of a live action version of Enter the Spider-Verse, which, if they could play it right, I don't think there'll be a problem if Sony and Marvel could work in tandem. But it was funny that I was looking at memes, and they were talking about Goku from Dragon Ball was going to be in the new Spider-Man movie.
They have been killing about all the people reprising
Piccolo going to be in.
And I agree with the one meme. If they don't have that scene where all the Spider-Men are pointing at each other, come on, bro.
They got me at that, man. Yeah,
they got to have that in there.
They gotta get. They're still waiting. They got to get the third to be in it because they've only got 2 confirmed so far. But
they got to get the 2099 Spider-Man, all right?
Well, no, they've only got one of the previous Spider-Man actors to be coming back confirmed.
Okay.
They haven't got the third one isn't confirmed yet. So right now it's just the kid that's been playing it, that was playing him in Civil War, and then the guy who played him the guy who played him in the last one before.
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield, if I'm not mistaken, Andrew Garfield's back. They haven't gotten the original back yet.
So they ain't got Seabiscuit back.
Right. But the one thing that gives me hope is that, if I'm not mistaken, Sam Raimi is directing this one.
Oh.
And he directed the original 3, or at least the first 2. I don't know if he directed the third one.
He did all 3.
Yeah,
so
he did all 3. But so he's coming back. So we've got the director that started the Spider-Man franchise. And then we've got, that Doc Ock coming back, that Spider-Man coming back, and he's got more money. Let's just be real. He's got more money to work on.
Lewis said he wants to see the live action 70s Spider-Man making the
appearance. Oh, hell yeah. And look at the Spider-Man in this shit. Look at the Spider-Man in this shit, man.
With them big ass, like, Ace Hardware rope Spider-Man.
Look at the Spider-Man in this shit.
Hey, and we need to bring that music in.
Yeah.
All that.
But this Spider-Man movie has potential to be really good. Jamie Foxx is bulked up. He put some muscle on.
Ain't nobody no damn Jamie Foxx coming back to no.
I'm just saying, his lighting is actually supposed to be yellow.
Hey there. Ain't nobody studying no damn Jamie Foxx.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you my honest opinion. I feel like all these casting things that's going on is like, this movie gonna be a clusterfuck of Spider-Man proportion.
Oh man, there's gonna be so much going on in this movie.
I personally see here thinking about it. The more I could wrap my head around it, I think this is probably gonna be a two-part shit. This ain't gonna just be no.
It's too much to be one movie.
You can't. For what we've seen, all of us have seen this shit. You mentioned it, Sean, with that last Spider-Man. If you cram that and the X-Men 3, you cram all that shit in one movie, then bro, you are asking for a cluster.
History has shown us you put too much. Like you said, look at Batman and Robin, Spider-Man 3, X-Men 3, Blade 3. You put too much in a movie.
Yeah, that's it.
It turns.
The only way it works is if they do like they did with Avengers Endgame and Infinity. They split it up. You got to split it up. You can't be trying to put all that stuff in there.
Don't try to tell a big story in one movie.
Nope. No 3 hours.
Captain America 3.
And I'm going in with low reservations for it because I'm not that big of a fan of the Tom Holland movies. Like, I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's perfect as the character, but the movies as a whole were okay to me. Like the first one, I think Michael Keaton as the villain really helped that movie because I was getting a bit. I couldn't stand the whole high school thing, and Betty Bryant was dry as fuck. And the guy who played Flash Thompson wasn't Flash Thompson. He was just saying dick jokes and all that stuff. Like he looks like the type of guy you punch in the eye and he done. Like he ain't even gonna make no more jokes. Like you just give him a nice solid punch, bro. He done. He ain't gonna say shit to you no more. But the movies as a whole just didn't feel like Spider-Man movies because Spider-Man has always been about that struggle, But in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's about him trying to measure up to Iron Man. You know, and the movies has this Iron Man feel, whereas even after Iron Man died, the second movie is still almost like about Iron Man because Mysterio's whole point was revenge on Tony Stark. And Peter stupidly giving him the glasses, like, man, Tony just gave you these glasses as a gift, and you gonna give them away because he deserved it. Get the fuck out of here, bro. You put that shit in the closet. You don't even let that nobody see it. But nah, like an idiot. I'm like, how stupid are you, Peter? I mean, I don't care how young you are. You can't be that dumb to give those glasses away to somebody else. So I just had some frustrations with it, and I wanted a real Spider-Man movie in the vein of Spider-Man 2. Like, we could all agree that Spider-Man 2 is still the best Spider-Man movie of all the Spider-Man movies, because it really showed the struggle that Peter went through trying to be Spider-Man while dealing with the responsibilities that character brings. You know, from Aunt May and Mary Jane to dealing with Doc Ock, and, you know, whether or not he really wants to continue on as Spider-Man. It had those Spider-Man themes that we all grew up reading in the stories. The MCU Spider-Man didn't really have that. It had some struggle, but it didn't have that Parker struggle.
You know, I honestly, man, I really wish, and this is just me, I really wish they would just go ahead and just instead of trying to cram everything into this, would have just brought Craven in for the next movie and just moved it on. Because that's exactly where it was, where it pretty much was set up to go. Was Craven was going to come in and do his thing. We already knew Mysterio. Most of us know Mysterio really probably didn't die, and then you can bring the Sinister Six down, you know, down the line. But I guess Sony in their mind is thinking, like, you know what? Let's try to get all this while, you know, we still got Michael Keaton, people living and getting older, and and so, you know, my biggest fear is the piling it on. You know, when I look up and I see, well, they just cast this person, they cast Halle Berry, they cast Jack Nicholson, they you know, they fight. Hey, what you doing this weekend? Nothing. Hey, we need you on Spider-Man 3. Well, you bagging groceries this week? Yeah, come on over, man. Hey, you know, hey, Barry Sanders, we hadn't seen you in 30 years. Let's come on over here, man. Let's get you in here, man. We'll get you play speedball or somebody. You know, they just go find all these characters and then talk to me. And then when it's time to get, you know, go to a movie, either one, the movie is too long. B, the movie is too fast because you got too much going on. Or C, it's just a clusterfuck, a la X-Men 3, Dark Phoenix, Your Mama, everything in between. You know, all the X-Men movies, you know, just all of them. So that's the biggest fear with this. So I want to see what if they're going to make this thing a one-off, or this is something that's going to be 2, 3, 4 movies. And if that's the case, I can probably live with it. But if this is going to be a one-off and they're cramming all this into one movie, I will be petrified. I'll probably still watch it, but I'll be petrified.
X said he agree and disagree completely based around Iron Man. He agreed with that, but he loved how, you know, Peter was young, naive, and gullible. Well, in the words of Fred G. Sanford, you big dummy is what he would call Peter.
You big dummy.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna go. Another casting was announced today, as a matter of fact. I think it was today or yesterday, that Christian Bale is going to be reprising his role as Batman. Got your asses. No, Christian Bale is going to be a part of Thor: Love and whatever that movie is. I forgot the name. Was Love and Thunder. He's going to be Gore, the God Butcher. That was a book that was heating up already. That's already expensive, and now it is now going through the moon. We'll be hearing about that book next week on Comic Tom 101. It will go up by 345,000%, and it will be unattainable. It will surpass Fantastic Four 49. I'm just being facetious, y'all. Just fucking with everybody. No, what do you all think about Christian Bale being tapped to be Gore the God Butcher? That's a major character for that movie.
I'm all for it. I mean, I'm a Christian Bale fan.
Do you think we're having the same problem here with this Thor movie? Because there's a lot of folks going to be in this Thor movie now. There's a lot of characters supposed to be in this.
But ain't none of them as important though. I mean, let's just be real. Like, so
now, Chris, now you do know these Thor movies struggle now. We for all this shit we give X-Men. You know, the last Thor movie was like the first good one. So
But let's be real though. Thor Ragnarok was better than Thor 2. I mean, when you compare the two of them, Thor Ragnarok was better than Thor 2. Like that's just
first one, boy. Woo!
And the first one, the first Thor movie is a lot like watching the first Jurassic Park movie. You watch it and you remember it being good, but you also remember it being longer. And then all of a sudden the movie's over and you're just like, what the rest of it?
Man, when I think about the first Jurassic Park, all I think about is hold on to your butt. That's all I think about. It's hold on to your butts. Getting eat by off the toilet. That's the only thing I can remember. Y'all hey,
Jurassic Park is a classic, bro.
See,
Thor
was horrible. Yeah, I told you, man. Hey, man.
But
Larry, on the way Larry at, but Marvel has took some punches over
Thor.
Yeah, that's horrible. But yeah, see, so do y'all think that this Thor, Love and Thunder? I think if you is the Guardians of the Galaxy gonna be in that movie?
No,
they're not. Well, see, that's gonna fuck them up because see that they had such a good chemistry together. Then see, Al's same reaction.
Done locked him up.
We should. I would say we should lock Al up on that frame right now. And that's exactly the face we need to see. Like, yeah. So yeah. I mean, I told you, Thor has been hit or miss. So
I don't know where Love and Thunder falls in the timeline of things as far as the rest of the MCU is concerned. Let's but I'm telling you, she's gonna. You might as well go ahead and start ranting now. I'm gonna go ahead and call it right now. Jane Foster is gonna pick up Thor's hammer and become Thor for at least 20 minutes in the movie, and I guarantee you she's gonna get in a couple of hits on the God Butcher. Because that's when they announced that Natalie Portman was coming back to the movie and they gave her the hammer during the press conference, everybody went nuts because everybody immediately was just like, she's gonna be Thor for the movie.
That's why I have an issue with Gore being in it because that God Butcher storyline was amazing. Like that really put me back onto Thor when I brought the hardcover and read those stories. And I'm like, I don't want to see God Butcher done in this movie. I think God Butcher should be its own movie. Yeah. Like, get rid of the Love and Thunder and say Thor, God Butcher. And it's all about gore and him slaughtering gods. And, Thor's trying to figure out why these gods are dying. And he runs into the God Butcher and they have these epic battles and stuff. Yeah. But with him throwing it in this movie, it feels like he's already being in third fiddle because
but that's what
you got Thor, and then you got Jane Foster's character, and what Chris said with the press conference of holding the hammer. That's going to be the main focus of the movie.
What everybody's going to be waiting on.
Once again, it's another what I told y'all. When you have too much shit going on, then that's when shit start to suffer. Somebody gonna suffer, and it's something. And you just Chris, Sean just hit it. God Butcher alone, Gore should already have his own shit. We don't need him playing. Did you bring Beta Ray Bill? Saw somebody in the chat. Hey, is Beta Ray Bill gonna be in it? Now think about it. That's what Jane Foster, Beta Ray Bill, go to God Butcher, Element OP, CHRTD. Everybody else is it. Here we go again. We're gonna try to ram everybody into to this movie, and then it's already. I'm gonna say it again. Thor movies are typically they're okay at best. They're okay. Thor movies are the Suicide Squad of the Marvel Universe. Okay at best. Okay at best. You can get just enough to get you over the line. It's kind of like them Hulk movie. That first Hulk movie was trash. Then the second one was pretty good, depending on who you talk to on what day. But then there was no third one because they knew better. Marvel said, "Oh no. We're gonna put him in the Avengers. We're gonna let the Avengers carry him." Then they got the same thing with Thor. So you know what? Let's put Thor and let's just keep him with them. Then you bring him with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Great on screen chemistry. I would have preferred them to have Thor in Guardians of the Galaxy and Thor. But no, we're gonna go back to Thor and we're gonna put Thor by itself.
Yep.
But look what Not Near Men said about the setup of Gore's backstory. That's 20 minutes alone. He had his own single issue dedicated to his backstory. So it's like you put him in this movie. You got Jane Foster going to be in, and she's going to be Thor. So you got to at least develop two different storylines with Thor. How Thor get back in the prime shape after he was fat and out of shape? You know, like we gotta see how he gets there. Then you gotta do Jane Foster's story. Then you gotta do Gore's story. It's like too much going on here. Like just focus on Gore, building him up as a major threat.
Yep.
Think about it.
It's a standalone Hulk movie though.
Yeah, think about it though. They're gonna have to do the whole with the Jane Foster thing. It's kind of like it's gonna be two stories with just her, because there's the story of her being Thor. But then there's also the story of her battling cancer, because she had cancer in the comic books when she became Thor.
See, and I guarantee you they're going to try and tie that into something from Dark World, you know, when she had the
Aesir gave her, or whatever, gave her cancer.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be, she's gonna have two stories on her own. She's gonna she gets the power of being Thor, but then just like in the comic books, every time she's no longer Thor, her cancer comes back, which still to this day makes no sense to me, because in the comic book, when she would go to get chemotherapy for her cancer, you know, it would help fight the cancer. But then when she would turn into Thor, the power and magic of Thor would get rid of the chemo, but not get rid of the cancer.
Listen,
and so they got a lot they're gonna have to do.
Christian Shaw, this is too much. Al, what's your thoughts on this, man? What's your thoughts on this, brother?
I mean, by listening to y'all talk, man, this ought to be at least 3 movies, man. Because I'm telling you straight up, I feel worse and worse for Gore the God Butcher, because I didn't read the story, but you know, I did watch videos on the character, and he seems to be like a total like badass. But I have this distinct feeling that Gore the God Butcher is going to be one and done, and it's going to be like Goldberg versus Glacier, and he gonna get squashed. Gore's gonna get squashed.
This is the problem. Al, this is the problem. You know, I'm on chat boards. I see people make these videos on YouTube, and they're always saying, well, this person should be put in the movie. This is why I hate when that shit happens, when you've already got pretty much you're rolling, and then you just start adding people in. People that should not be blowed off in a movie get blowed off way too quick. And then what happens is 4 or 5 movies down the line, you start running out of shit, the role, because you ain't got it. Then you start pulling you go get Slapstick. You know, then you be talking, we're going to bring Slapstick in. He going to fight such and such. Because you ran out of folks to go find, you know. It's just like, you know, you're on the selection screen, you up there, you get ready to select your fighter, the clock running, and then you run out of time. Or damn, you stuck with Dan on Street Fighter. Now you got to go fight, you know, a cat, dude got Marvel, got a Hulk, a Captain Commando and Storm, and you up there with Dan, Sir Bot, and Mega Man.
Hoping for the best.
Hey, have fun. Go ahead, Sean.
I instead of they want to push the Jane Foster thing, but I would have been happy if they would have just introduced Beta Ray Bill, since his face was on the castle in the Thor Ragnarok, and have those two face Gore. Now, I'm not sure they're gonna go the route of the comic books and have 3 different Thors, because you had young Thor, then you had the Thor in the prime of his career, and then you had old King Thor, which was a huge part of that storyline. You know, and I highly doubt they go that route, but if they're gonna go with another character, it should have been Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's who everybody thought Christian Bale was gonna be. A lot of people, when they first announced that he was going to be in the movie, people thought he was going to be Beta Ray Bill. And now it turns out he's going to be the villain. So now we're all hope for Beta Ray Bill has been lost.
But to answer your initial question, Christian Bale, I mean, he's a good actor. I mean, as long as he don't be growling like he did in Batman, we good.
Swear to me.
Where is he?
Where is he? Like, come on.
every time whenever I see Christian Bale comes on the screen, I just hear Xavier screaming. Whenever I see him like in Batman, I can see him just scrunching his face from that growling and shit, man. Oh man, next up, new. Well, to some folks, it's new Batman. Depending on who you ask, it's new Batman. According to Batman 313, he's already been here. Tim Fox was announced this week as the new Batman for Future State. If you want my opinion, I'll give you a little free spec for those watching. Get the next issue of Future State. He's on the cover as Batman. Everybody's going to go get 313. 313 is the first appearance. This is true, but he is on the cover of the next issue.
Alternate cover. It's the alternate number 2 issue.
Yep. So if your ass want to get that book and you don't want to have to go through me ranting again about a book that come out at $75, you better go buy that shit now for cover price.
I already got mine on my pull list.
VV crazy, man.
What'd she say?
VV vigilante.
Yeah. Right. Boy, I tell you, boy.
She got a horse face. He ain't wrong. That face look like a club foot, man.
Hey, G-Man clean up behind him. Hey, my store 337 is worthless now. No, that book will stay up. That'll stay up. But yeah.
Go ahead, man. I'm gonna say in that 337. I think if Beta Ray Bill makes an appearance in Thor, it's gonna be like a one and done. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be, because, like I said, it's too much stuff. If what you all are saying, happens to materialize, there's too much stuff going on. Beta Ray Bill to just show up and say, "Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all want something from the stuff?" and then just leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't make sense at this point for him to be in the movie. But if it is, he's probably gonna be like a cameo, or they may set it up for the next Thor movie. Who knows?
Yeah. X says that book is going to bottom out after Future State ends and they go back to the main storyline. It's just my opinion. And he could be correct. He could definitely be correct. But I'm telling you, as a black man, I'm still getting that book because Black Batman. I can tell you that now. I'm going to roll my run on over to that comic book store and get me Batman, regardless of the fact, So, but I would say if you could probably, for those who are looking, man, you probably can find 313 in the dollar bin. Because a lot of those books, man, those Batman books in that run, right in that middle, that 300 range, whatever, dollar bins, man. Those are when we talk about dollar bin wins. That's it. That's a classic example of a book that's in a dollar bin. And if y'all don't believe me, I went to the store yesterday, and my boy, the shop owner, I said, "What you digging into that box like that for, man?" He said, "Oh, I'm trying to find the Batman." I said, "That Batman ain't over there, man. I've already looked. I know it ain't over there." Go ahead, Al.
I was about to say, man, 313 ain't no dollar bin no more, because it'll be on Comic Con next week.
I told you, that'll be number 2. It'll be number 2. I guarantee. All right, so Chris, your thoughts? Black Batman.
He ain't the first. I mean, everybody seems to forget that his dad was Batwing.
Oh, everybody! You a couple months ago.
Was it the dad or the brother?
Well, Lucius Fox is the father of the guy of I forget his name, but that becomes Batwing.
Yeah, I know that.
And if I'm not mistaken, Tim Fox is his son. So it's kind of just like, it's great that he ain't the first. I mean, yes, he was Batwing. He wasn't Batman. So technically, yes, he's the first black. No, actually, he still ain't the first black Batman, because when Stan Lee did Just Imagine Comics and he reimagined the Justice League, he made Batman a black guy.
I did not even think about that. You're correct.
Yeah.
I did not even think about that, Chris. So
he didn't have the millions of dollars that Bruce Wayne has. I think it was a boxer or whatever, and his suit was actually like an actual giant bat, but he was a black Batman.
But we know they're not going to acknowledge that. We know that.
That was.
You're not going to even. Oh, Stan, this bullshit.
That was like Universe 53 that don't even exist.
Yeah.
You're right. The Stan Lee Just Imagine universe don't count. So I know, but still, well, I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It's kind of one of those things with But yeah, so he's not the first Black Batman, but I think it is. It's like I posted on our on the Instagram page. Like DC is leading the charge when it comes to making comic books with people of color. Say what you want about how well the comic book sells or whether or not people like it, but they are taking the chance and putting people of color in prominent roles, not just as sidekicks, but as heroes.
And I'm gonna say something, because I saw a couple of folks in the group I'm in had a couple of words to say about that, and I'm here to tell y'all, man. Look, you can kiss my ass because I'm not putting up with that bullshit. If they want to come out with comic books and want to put black folks, whether it's Native American or whatever, in prominent roles, let them do that shit, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let them do that shit. So that's the way I'm not gonna go on these rants tonight. So I'm trying to rein it in.
Right, we're trying. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like we're not doing rants.
I'm trying to, but I'm just I don't hear that shit. And I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna turn right back over to you, Chris. Is that I think this book, no telling how. A lot of folks said Miles Morales, oh, that book ain't gonna be worth shit, and then we roll back. What 12? What was it? How many years ago it was when that book when it came out? 05, 06, something like that. Then circle back around, and then boom, here we go. So grab it, man, and then keep it for yourself, and you just never know where it go. Chris, right back to you, brother.
Yeah, so it's just hero. So I think it's actually really good. They're taking them chances. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it's interesting that they decided to do it and put him. Not even just the fact that it's going to be a Black Batman, but that they gave him a cover. Because this whole thing with Future State, it's been out who is the other Batman and blah blah blah. His face mask is covered up, which I guess in a sense is kind of its own statement. Here he is. He's in the world that he's in Future State, vigilantes aren't welcome. But on top of the fact that he's a vigilante, he's got to cover up the fact that he is a Black vigilante out there fighting crime because he covers up his face entirely. So that's a whole thing in itself that I'm hoping the comic books will get into. But I think it's really cool that they put him on the cover because instead of just keeping it a secret.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's why I'm so hyped about it, man. I was like, oh shit, he's on the cover.
Right.
This is phenomenal. So
I'll probably pick up the issue, and give it a read. When I saw the announcement, like I wouldn't say that I was super excited, but I at least liked the idea that they was doing it, and I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot because, like I said, Future State for me is something that's not too interesting because we've seen something like this before where they do 2 months of things and then go right back to the normal stories, to the normal characters. That's where I understand where X is coming from with. Why make him so prominent in a what if story if it may or may not come to fruition? So that's why I was like, what's going to be the long term with that character? That if you're going to come up with this character and he's going to be Batman, it may be a Future State or something like that, but is this going to be something that you're going to develop long term? Are you going to really go forward with this in the aftermath, even when you go back to the regular Batman title? So I want to see the long-term effect this character has. Could he really resonate with readers for these 2 months to the point where when they go back to the regular Batman series that people still got him? Yeah, people still got him on their mind. They're like, hey, I want more of that Batman.
I want more Tim Fox. Right.
Yeah, I want more Tim Fox Batman. So that's why I want to see what real future plans they have for this character outside of just 2 months.
Beulah is in the building. Long time no see, my friend. Shout out to Beulah.
Yeah, man, it was great meeting them today. Awesome.
I think it's going to be interesting because I've got the Future State book, and I think it's going to be because of where the timeline takes place. This isn't necessarily a what if. This is in continuity future DC universe. So there is more of a chance that these characters are going to show up again. That we're going to see. It might be baby Tim Fox in an issue, but it's like, hey, look, at least he got born. It's a start. It's somewhere. He one day beat a bat.
I will say that this ain't the first time DC did a Futures title. Remember that Futures End that they did a couple of years back during the New 52. You know, so when it comes to the future stuff with DC, I'm like, until I see it, I'm not going to buy it until you actually put it forward going in it. Because
Futures End tied back into the main DC universe, though. They didn't just write it off. Futures End happened, but then everything that happened in Futures End circled around. They brought it all around and tied it together. They used all that stuff. It didn't just go, it wasn't like with Marvel and we're, it's the What If Planet multiple universe number 9682766Z89. It was a real thing.
Oh man, Al, your thoughts on the Black Batman?
I don't know if I want to respond, man, because I don't know how my internet gonna hold up.
Yeah, I felt that in my heart, there, brother.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and if I get shut down, I just get shut down. But I'm just getting it because I want to read it. It's gonna be something to have, if not from just a short-term perspective. I'm not really like looking at that as being like, is this oh my God, this is just one of the it's the new ultimate Fallout, that type of thing. But I will say a lot of black folks is gonna buy that book. Probably the first print probably sell out with just black folks buying it. Like, Batman is a black man on the cover. I need to go get 4 copies and save it so I can have a children's college fund in 10 years. That type of thing.
Beanie Baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them things. But I'm gonna get a copy, and I'm like Sean. I'm gonna get a copy and read it. And if it seems like something that will be an interesting read, then I'll keep, because I think Future State is only gonna last 2 months. And I want to say that the issues are either weekly or bi-weekly, not totally sure. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out and see what it's all about. I might get 2 copies. Then again, I might be one of them flippers and buy a copy and sell it for like $300 to somebody that don't know no better. So yeah, I said it.
Oh, man. Reggie Collector as well. All right, go ahead, Con.
Yeah, I'm about to say Reggie Collector's in the chat.
I saw him pop up in there, man. I saw him pop up, man. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Also, I forgot to add this one. It was on my list. We shift around a little bit there. Ironheart is in the building. Riri Williams is officially in the building. Fellas, what you think, man? Well, yeah,
I like it. I like the idea that they're doing it.
Plus. Excuse me.
Yeah, I like the idea that they're doing it, and they already got the cast for it. The character. I'm looking forward to it to see how they introduce, her into the MCU and the series. So I'm pretty excited for it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yep. Sean. I'm not Sean. Chris.
I hope it's handled correctly. Because here's the thing. One of the things you have to look at is a lot. Yeah, I'm glad it is Riri and not Morgan. But a lot of stuff that they've announced is not movies. It's TV shows when it comes to a lot of the Marvel stuff. And if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. taught us anything, it is that they are really great at not connecting the TV shows to the movie universe. And so there's I hope that that all the movies become parts of the MCU, because it really is looking like the MCU is going to become, the TV universe is going to become the new MCU. So hopefully it'll all just continue forward and work out really well together. I hope Riri is handled really well, and that they don't take what is in the comic books an extremely intelligent, genius level black woman and just make her an angry, smart black woman, and is just waiting to exhale with suits on.
Oh.
That's my hope, that it doesn't become that because it can easily just go wrong. Because I don't know if it's on your list of topics tonight, but let's look at what the problems. They ain't even started filming fully yet for Miss Marvel, and they've got so many people have so many issues with the casting of that show already. So it could just go, it could go downhill.
Somebody brought up an interesting part about this whole thing with Miss Marvel, Riri, and even Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series. That Marvel is slowly introducing Young Avengers and growing that up. You know,
but
that
you got
series.
world champions now. They're not even the Young Avengers.
You got A-Force and Young Avengers.
Yeah, and the champions. Miles Morales, Miss Marvel. If they introduce Amadeus Cho at some point in She-Hulk, if they bring around a young Cyclops, and we could easily get the champions, or on the show, or in a show. Because America Chavez is going to be in Doc Strange. I just remember that she's been introduced in Doc Strange.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
So they and like I said, they could go either champions or Avengers route. The future Avengers movie build these characters up in the series. So by the time they get to like do something like New Avengers, these characters could be the new Avengers.
As long as they don't do Avengers next, because that animated movie was horrible.
Oh man. No, not Avengers.
I don't want to see Storm and Black Panther's kid, making giant lightning panthers. That's just.
Comments on the Mind says, no, excuse me, not the comments on that. It was Lady Fantastic says, are they going to do a Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur animated? Now, common sense would tell me, if they're going to do a, Disney Plus, that would fit like perfect for like kids. Right. That would like be the perfect show for Disney Plus. So I would assume down the line, I'm pretty sure it's in the pipeline. It's being talked about. If you
I'm sorry. I thought they had already announced that Larry Fishburne, Lawrence, whatever you call himself, was connected to Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl.
I'm going to look at it right now while we figure out what's
going on. He cashing them Blackish checks. I don't know if you want to go do no movies.
Hey man, but if you look at it, it's still in the same. I mean, he was Bill Foster. You know what I'm saying? So he right there. ABC's owned by Disney, so it's all relative to him. He's still stacking paper. Yeah,
he got it. They gave him their own show. They got Grownish, or Blackish, and then Grandparentish. What? So him and he got his own show again. So
So who knows? The show Food.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is going to be an animated show. Yeah, it is.
Okay, so they are doing it. Okay,
it is. It's confirmed. Yeah.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Yep. So get ready for Squirrel Girl. Like they get ready.
Now I like what Not in there meant say about Patriot, Braun, Patriot, Hulkin, and Wiccan. They're not showing us, but they probably gonna throw hints at us, throw them in there as little cameos and stuff to slowly build that team up. So I could definitely see Marvel doing that.
Yeah. Al, do you have any thoughts on and that pass on that? Okay. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to another show that was announced. I think this one dropped this morning, or at least I heard about it this morning, and that is Naomi. Unfortunately, is going to the CW. Unfortunately, going to the CW. When I heard CW, I said, "Oh shit!" That's all I said. Oh man, we got Black Lightning 3.5. Here we go again. So I was hyped there for about 5 minutes till I realized it was going to the CW. Chris, you're the resident DC man on the panel right now. I will let you. I
get why it's going to the CW, because love it or hate where the CW verse is now. Without the CW universe, we wouldn't have what Disney's given us. Warner Brothers, AT&T, say what you want about them, but them taking a chance to put the shows on the CW and to give us the shows that they gave us is what made Disney see that they could possibly take the chance with Marvel. So you got to appreciate where you came from if you're going to appreciate what you got. That being said, with Naomi, it's going to be I feel like it's going to end up potentially being a Black Nancy Drew, because for the most part, the beginning of her story is her trying to figure out, and doing like detective work kind of stuff, about her connection with Superman and all this other stuff. And so it doesn't really become a superhero show until near, middle or near the end of the comic itself. And then, she eventually, if I'm not mistaken, she appears like with the Teen Titans at least at one point in time or whatever and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to actually handle doing this kind of show and not, like I said, not make it just a Black Nancy Drew or Scooby-Doo minus the dog when she's just running around solving crimes. And also, Black Lightning shows us that they can do really good Black television, even though Black Lightning's getting canceled. But whether or not Naomi's going to be following that vein and be another good TV show, not only just, it has that pressure of not only being just, it has to be a good comic book TV show, but then it has to be a good Black comic book TV show on top of it. So I feel like it's going to be coming in kind of behind the 8 ball because people are going to be expecting a certain level from the show itself because of the expectations that Black Lightning have already set when it comes to being a black comic book TV show.
Sean?
I really don't have much to say about it. You know, Chris explained it all. I've read some issues of Naomi, and while it was good, I'm not sure if a TV show is one. You know, considering the fact that it was only 6 issues, if I'm not mistaken, something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, unless it's a mini series, I can see you doing that, Joe, just based off the comic book. But if it's a series, then what outside of the mini series, what more can you do? I mean, yeah, she joined the Titans and she had that, you know, team up with Superman. I have that issue, but you know, what's going to be going forward with it? So
right.
I'm more of a wait and see approach. You know, when it comes on, I'll give it a watch. You know, but I'm not like super excited for it. I'm excited that the fact that it's a black female character that's getting her own show, that I'm excited for, and I'm looking forward to that. But it's not like something that I'm super excited about. You know, like when people posting multiple copies of Naomi 1, like, oh, they got their Naomi 1s and stuff. I'm like, all right, you know, fine, that's awesome. But I'm waiting to see when the show comes out to see how it performs.
Right.
Al? Oh, you did what?
I thought it was froze.
Oh, he don't even want to talk about it. No way.
No way.
No way. He doesn't even want to talk about it.
It's not. I mean, I got the first issue. I don't know, man. I
if she's damn on that, he'll be satisfied.
no. No. I'm good.
You good?
No.
Okay, good. So we're gonna move along, and something that was kind of fun when I saw it. Harrison Ford will be playing Indiana Jones. I was like,
I'll pass on this.
I said,
I'll pass on this.
Hey, this man gonna be 90 years old hopping over motherfucking pyramid. Hey, Harrison Ford will be 90 years old going over fucking pyramids, man.
Oh,
Lord
I can pass on this.
I was like, what? Another Indiana Jones movie is in production. My God, man, you talking about taking that horse out to the slaughter, boy. I was like, God. Hey, man, just scratch that, man. Just come on out with Uncharted, man. This
they are.
You know.
They already are.
Yeah.
Tom Holland is playing the dude.
Nathan Drake.
Nathan Drake, yeah. Spider-Man's gonna be Nathan Drake.
Yeah. So, hey,
Yeah, he's an upright freezer this time.
yeah. hey, what's funny, man, is that the article that I saw, it said that Harrison Ford will play Indiana Jones one last time. I'm like, well, shit, man. At the rate it's going, that's gonna be the last time you see him doing anything, right? Like, you know, one last time.
I mean, the first Indiana Jones came out. Yeah, he's building his own tomb.
There we go.
There it is.
It's a sarcophagus.
The first Indiana Jones came out when he was 30. And now here we are 50 years later, and the fifth one's going to come out around his 80th birthday.
Well, I said it, you know, he's gonna go over the pyramid with a walker.
Right. He's gonna be in a rascal.
He's gonna walk up it with a walker and come down. And when he comes down, he's gonna fall and say, I need help. What's that commercial?
I'm falling and I can't get up.
I can't get up. Yeah, that's it.
Medical alert.
Right. He's gonna be in a rascal chasing down Nazis still.
He needs to join Bruce Willis and just do Indy as a little commercial just to make fun of it, you know, like with the Die Hard commercials.
Yeah.
But we don't need a damn full movie of that. No.
Yeah.
They might as well just go ahead and cast Harrison Ford for Mumra or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
In a Thundercats movie, Harrison Ford as Mumra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like comments at law. He say, damn, we 80 already. Yeah, he 80, man. We old, dog. We old, man. yeah. We all remember when the first one came out. That's I mean, That's like having my boy Bill Murray out in the Ghostbusters. Man.
I agree with Lady Fantastic. He gonna see a snake and stroke out.
Yeah,
right out. Yeah, it's a snake. Oh,
yeah. So, all right. So last on the list.
Them cargo pants don't fit the same no more at 80 in the ending.
And you know the movie is sponsored by Geritol. All right, so Alien is going to be on. Is going to be put into a show on FX.
Yep.
Now, the only thing I'll say good about this is I'm glad they're not going to put that shit on the TV screen. I mean, on the movie screen, because they have the Prometheus was okay, but the last few Alien movies,
Alien franchise took a weird turn.
after 3, that was all she wrote. It went sideways.
I just read the because Dark Horse put the original screenplay in the 5 comics. Yep. And I just got down to reading it. It was actually really good. I kind of wish they'd have went with the original screenplay. I mean, don't get me wrong, the original Alien movie was good, but reading that original screenplay and seeing how it would have turned out,
I had
Temple of Heart Stents.
You ain't shit. not near shit.
Oh God. That is a horrible battle.
Yeah. I mean,
Andy pulling the Fred Sanford. Oh, it's the big one.
It is the big one. It's the last one. This is the last one.
Hey man, Predator look at Indiana Jones like really? And then walk off.
This ain't the fight.
Don't waste my time, son.
This is not what the people want.
I will give FX this. When it comes to horror shows, they typically put out pretty good horror shows.
Yeah. So, The Strain.
The Strain. Yeah. Strain was good. American Horror Story.
Legion was good.
Yep. Legion was pretty good. So all just depends on what you get, man. And if they really stick behind it. So I guess it'd be okay. Sean, you have any thoughts on Alien?
Not really.
There were no things where you just wait for it to come out, man. Just you watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be worse than The Walking Sleep.
Oh God.
You say that. But they had a dancing scene in Spider-Man 3. Everything can be worse.
Hey man.
It's just
at least the dancing scene was hilarious.
The only thing worse than The Walking Dead. The only thing worse that was on TV in The Walking Dead was that damn singing episode of Flash.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
That's because they were all in Glee. Somebody wanted a reunion.
Yeah. So we'll see. And I agree with Xavier. I agree with you 100%, brother. You need a real masterful horror writer. And he's already been tied to FX on some stuff, so he should be right at home with him, man. So yeah, you need a real deal writer and producer when it comes to this, man. So we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. But fellas,
it's all in the future.
We have blown through these topics tonight, man. And it is now time. It is now time for the time that everyone has been waiting for. It is time for the halls here on the Comic Hall and Round Table Discussion. And I'm going straight to Sean.
I was going to go first so I can make y'all host weak.
I'm going straight to
Sean. We only do tonight, man. My internet is already jacked up, brother. We don't need shit.
When they come stretching down, you know.
All right. So obviously, for those who came late, Stone Cold Steve AOK'd me this at the con.
Ooh. So pretty.
Well, as VV would want to say the second appearance of Red Sonja, but it don't matter, because 23 and 24 go hand in hand. So I very much appreciate Stone Cold Steve for doing this. It was awesome.
All right, there we go. He's dropping them bombs again.
Dropping bombs. So I picked up a Tomb Raider. That issue 20 and issue 23. And these books I'm sending this animation. This lovely sheet cover.
Yeah, man.
And Jeff had purchased this, you know, and he wanted to send it to Sandy, so I'll send it to her. First appearance of she, Razor.
What? I didn't
Yes.
know first appearance was in Razor, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Hell, I think shit.
You got that?
I think I do. I'm gonna go look now. I'm looking at it now to make sure. I said, damn, I think I got that.
I picked this up because I'm only like one issue away. I saw it and then I went back and grabbed it. But it's Sensational She-Hulk issue 27. I am one issue away from completing that run. I think I need 37. Some Adam Hughes Catwoman.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yes.
Love it.
Some. I got Conan the Barbarian issue number 7. Love that cover. Barry Winslow Smith. And I also got issue 34. I got Star Wars issue 39. Darth Vader. This is the start of the Empire Strikes Back.
And it's new. And it's a newsstand. Yep.
Pick that up. I got issue number 275 of The House of Mystery. Bronze Age horror. Definitely needs a new bag. Along with this one, Cole the Destroyer, issue 29 versus Thulsa Doom. This I picked up from an indie creator. The name is not coming to me, but I had him sign it. And it is called Chess for Commando Headquarters and Espionage and Strategic Strikes. This is issue number 2 with black cover, and this is issue number 1, a wraparound cover. So I picked it up, and I'll give it a read, see if I enjoy them. Some more House of Mystery, issue 287. And then this beautiful House of Secrets cover. I've seen this multiple times, so I'm happy to have it. Issue number 97.
Nice. That's a gorgeous cover. That's
yes.
They look like it's in great shape too, man.
Yeah. This is a facsimile, but I missed out when it came out. So I picked up the Vampirella 3 facsimile from the Warren Publishing. This is Dynamite reprint. Pick that up. I met the artist Ryan Kennard, and I got the Red Sonja variant. And he also signed it. And you want to talk about that Catwoman cover? He also signed this Vampirella. This is the Superpower one that just came out, but this is his variant.
Nice.
But she got cakes.
Cakes. Y'all said Shannon gonna go crazy.
Yep. Got that. There's another artist, Anna Zoe. I got her Dave Stevens homage to Vampirella with Vampironica.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
And she brought her sketch art book. And then I met an artist who did some sketch covers. Harley Quinn #1 sketch. Yes, I do have that Matt Hall. And Miles Morales.
Nice.
And the artist's name is Cool as Heck. He's on Instagram. So I posted a picture of him. I'll post these books on Instagram later on, but definitely check out his work. I got some Vampirella. I got issue 64 of the Warren run. If you've seen Jeff Cantonese Comic Kid, he got the elusive issue 113, which was under Harris and uses the same cover. And me and Steve helped him out in getting that book. We got Vampirella issue number 60.
Look at that old art, man.
Yep. And the funny thing is, they were talking Richard Corbin on the live stream yesterday, so it's not Richard Corbin art, but I love the old school art styles of those magazine covers.
Told y'all, man, that's the stuff that you put on a van back in the day, man, to ride around town.
Yep. Now there was two books. One Jeff brought for me, and the other one I brought because it's just a legendary artist, and that's Frank Frazetta. He did a cover. Well, they used his artwork for the cover of Penthouse Comics. Bam.
Hey, what we go back? Cheeky, yum. We're gonna use Vigilante. Yum.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it's phenomenal Frank Frazetta artwork. And man, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure if you showed this, but I remember this comic from Instagram a few years ago. A girl posted it, and it had a funny story about Mobius in there saying, I am not Batman, and the cover is I am not Batwoman.
Yeah.
And that's this one.
Yep.
So I knew when I chose one and Jeff AOK'd me the other one. So this was pretty awesome. And then Jeff AOK'd me Sweet Red Sonja cover. Forgot who the artist is. Not coming to my mind. I remembered it earlier. But yeah, this was Jeff AOK to me. And he also got me Wolverine issue number 2.
Nice.
So I got the complete run now.
Congrats, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He sent me Carla Cohan cover of Vampirella.
That's a nice cover.
Yep. Then he also got me Vampirella issue 16. I may have this one. And then Vampirella issue number 56.
It's like a Nosferatu Jr. or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's aiming for.
With a twist of the Reanimator.
Oh, man. Then, of course, I met Bueller today, and I got his exclusive variant, Knock 'em Dead.
Bueller.
Along with a couple of prints. I wonder if he's still watching. He signed this one for me. And, I signed a book. He had a sketch cover where he's going around getting everybody who he met in the comic community signatures.
Cool.
Comics with Bueller.
Love that.
Awesome guy. And then, of course, the Bloodshot variant. I got those. And then I have Stone Cold Steve's massive AOK. Besides the Red Sonja, of course, he hooked me up with some hip-hop variants.
My.
Ultramagnetic MCs.
Oh, super dope.
I ask people, what y'all know about Guess Who's Back? That 50 Cent before he became big.
Wow.
That Two Live Crew.
Mm-hmm. De La Soul.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of hoping for that Miles Morales, but that shit ain't gonna be in there. Man. I was like, this one is signed Bob Allman's signature.
Man, I wish they'd go back to do some album covers instead of just. I can see Black Panther on the cover of a comic hitting that Michael Jackson Thriller lean.
Yes. Yes, I want to see that, man. I want to see that too.
That's how you knew an album was
Oh
dope.
yeah, when
during
you
the
do
80s.
that lean,
Everybody had
do
that
that
lean.
lean, you know it's a classic.
That's how you knew that album's gonna be fire.
You know it's a classic. Got more hip hop and some more Black Panther in here. Spider-Man 2099. Marvel vs. Capcom 3 variant. This is right here.
That's it. That man. That's the variant. That's the hip hop
Yep.
we want.
Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme. I like that one there. Shout out to Stone Cold Steve, man, for the awesome hookup.
Yes.
Yeah, I know you guys can't wait to come down one day. Then he hooked me up with all these Superman families to piss Al off because he don't like Superman.
I hate his ass. I hate him with a passion, man. Look at him. I hear at it, Chris. I don't give a damn. Bye-bye.
Yeah, he flexing on you, man. Getting shooting the dick and he's still flexing.
Yeah.
These are in great condition too.
Yeah, I'm seeing her over here looking like, damn, man, that is a nice spine.
Yep.
You know, because those books usually get beat up, man.
Yeah, I have a couple of beat up ones.
Well,
Man.
he got Country Bible.
I also got 3 shirts I want to show. Yeah, I did, man. He got me good, lady. He got me good. He said he's gonna hook me up with some Superman. I ain't expected to be this much.
And those are from like the 70s, the early 80s, aren't they?
Yeah. These are 70s Bronze Age books, man.
Pristine condition, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
And these are thick books too, so move these out the way. Cause I got another stack.
Jojo.
Bam! And Stone Cold just
Good Lord, man.
good Lord.
Man, them all the books I be trying to hunt down.
Will it have end?
Oh, look at that, man. Look at the Superman pose, man. Flying away, man.
That's that classic Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, man. You like, fuck y'all. Y'all don't need saving. I'm just gonna fly off, man.
Man, like, I've saved the day. I'm out.
I'm out. Look at that. Not too many covers of him getting his ass whooped.
Nope.
Which just disappoints Al.
That one right there.
But that's Superman beating up Superman. That cover is just confusing.
That's like Wonder Woman going upside his head.
Getting beat by the miniatures.
You told my nigga. And then, all the miniatures Justice League is beating his ass.
Well, it's not like he's getting his ass whooped completely. He's holding the helicopter, probably trying to save people.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's not like they just straight stomping the mud hole in his ass.
Those are in amazing condition.
Yeah, man. It's just awesome.
But he damn near got you the whole run, didn't he?
I know, right?
Man, it seems like you missing like one issue.
Now there,
That's where they got that whole Shawn Michaels thing from with the
super kick.
out of nowhere, bro. He called with the super kick.
Man, that's a
That
little
look like-
kick.
That look like the jump kick on Renegade. Remember the whole Renegade?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, but these are just super clean. It's like he blew them right off the racks when they came out. Like, Steve, do you really got a time machine, bro?
Yeah, he got one.
Right.
He ain't sharing.
Yeah.
With us, man.
He holding out.
He got it fresh off the shelf.
I'm like, it don't even look like a dent. Spine ticks don't even exist. I'm like, bro, who had these books?
Whoever had them, they really loved their comic books.
The corner drugstore when he bought them.
Normally, these are books like these you see on Nowhere Near Monday. That's all the Superman to please Al. And you like, man, fuck this Superman, man. Get that out of my face. But I have 3 shirts that I picked up. I'm gonna save this one for last, but I got this awesome
Soundwave. Yeah, my boy.
There it is.
I had to grab that. Have that. And this one made me laugh when I saw this, man, because we just had the anniversary of Fresh Prince.
There he is. The Fresh Prince of all sayings.
Yes, that was awesome. And then this cartoon took me back. Me and the guy was talking about it. Be like, man, this cartoon should have lasted more than 2 seasons, man.
Woo! Talking about
SWAT cats.
You took me back, yeah, man.
SWAT.
Yep. I know the theme song is playing in your head right now, man.
It sure is.
You don't know? I might watch some episodes tonight.
I posted that on my IG, the intro, a few months back.
Yep.
When I posted cartoon things.
So that's my massive haul.
Wow. What a haul.
Sweat.
Hey man, you must have stole a cart from Kroger or from Pig, brought all that shit home, man. Because
from the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, a shopping cart full of shit, man.
Hey man,
that's good stuff, though, man. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Like I said, it was a great show, and I got some great books. And Steve, that dude, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Steve, man.
Stone cold.
Al.
All right.
I can't follow that.
I can't. Like,
right,
you know,
right.
unless I pull out a mint condition Godzilla versus Fred Sanford, like limited edition shit, but that doesn't even exist. It doesn't. All right, so I got mine split up into 3 sections. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with some dollar books and some back issues that I picked up this week, and then I'm gonna go through my my new stuff. I got quite a few books, not a whole bunch, and then last but not least, Lady Fantastic, aka Caroline. She sent me an A-okay, so I'm gonna do that one last. Okay. All right. So my dollar bin books, basically. Civil War Frontline number 6. I have the Civil War series, and since these the addendum books or whatever, you picked them up. 6, number 7. There we go. Number 8. There we go. Then, while you talking about Superman, Sean, he is getting his ass beat in this next one. JLA 29, my man is whooping his ass. He's scared. Look at him. Don't hit me, Shazam. I won't steal your peanut butter sandwiches no more. Don't do it, please. Please. And Shazam finna come with that right hook and tie his shit up. He about to eat his lunch.
Come on, man. You know Shazam ain't no bully.
Whatever, man. Hey, man. And then I got this one. I collect the DC 1 million books, and I didn't even know this existed. I don't even know who this is. But for $1, say what now?
It's a great character.
Okay, well, if you say so. He has Christopher's stamp of approval. So I might read this one tonight, people. Chase, DC 1 million. Then I got these 2 books. I think the store owner at the comic book store was probably mad when I got these. But I'm just trying to pull some books for my back issues. I collect a whole bunch of stuff, but one of the runs I'm trying to get finished is Godzilla. So I picked up 2 back issues, Godzilla #9.
Nice.
And Godzilla, yes, sir.
You know, we saw Godzilla #1, and we was wondering if you had that.
Actually, I
Devontae
do.
is-
I
Yeah.
got copies. I had a copy, and then G-Man AOK'd me a copy. Thank you,
Yeah,
G-Man.
I was telling Jeff, I was like, I think G-Man sent him one too.
He did. But yeah, one of them I'm getting slapped, and the other one I'm keeping part of the run. The other one is Godzilla #17 with Dum Dum Dugan, Swole, running out
Newsstand.
newsstand. Yep, running out the baby Godzilla. The other one was newsstand too. All right.
Hey, speaking of Godzilla, I see Not Near Mint says, so you're saying you don't want Godzilla versus Sanford and Son?
Oh yeah, especially if they find Gorgo. You know, that's who Godzilla used to always fight when Fred Sanford was watching him, like Gorgo. I got this one, and you know what? These are my new books. This was the impulse buy, man. You know, I like to read independent stuff, and Aftershock, they do Animosity, which is one of my favorite books that's out currently. I think they're on break though. But this is called Piecemeal. I haven't read it yet. But it's a one-shot book, and it was just sitting on the table. I was like, man, I want to get that and read it. So Aftershock does some pretty good stuff. So I'll let y'all know what I think about that. And I'm still waiting on my first print. I still got to get the origin story, but I went ahead and picked up the second print of The Last Ronin. I got another impulse buy. Homesick Pilots, #1.
I started to hit that.
Yeah, I was the cover just did something like, It kind of gave me like a Stranger Things vibe. So I went ahead and picked it up. So I'm gonna take a look at that. I got this for my birthday because my birthday was this past Wednesday. I'm an old man. The store owner where we go to, thank you. The store owner gave me I already had an extra copy of this, but Ice Cream Man #20. I'm thinking about slabbing this, and this may be a giveaway for the channel at some point. So be on the lookout for this. All right, now this book right here. Well, I'm gonna show the first one first. I wasn't planning on getting this book, but the art looks so damn good. I ended up buying 2 variants of this book. Batman Black and White #1. That black and white is just, for some reason, it's just it just screamed out to me. I got that one, and then the other variant that I got happens to be a Peach Momoko. Now this one, actually, I really like this. Really like this one.
Yep.
Really like this one.
That is very sweet.
Yeah, so I like this one. Sword #1. I don't know how long I'm gonna do this one because they getting crazy with these X books again. I collect the campaign books, so I went ahead and picked this one up. Savage Dragon 253.
Yep.
The Juggernaut bitch #4.
That's a first appearance of that symbiote right behind it.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to check it out because I haven't read it yet. Juggernaut #4. I like the way Juggernaut's drawn on this book. Dark Multiverse Flashpoint. This was pretty decent. These Dark Multiverse books are kind of like the What If books. They high as shit though. It's like $6, but I've been reading them. They've been pretty good though. Crossover #2. The first one was pretty good. First issue was really good to me, so I like this. There's supposed to be a variant with Spawn on it, so y'all be on the lookout for it. DC's Very Merry Multiverse #1. Since I'm all into the next book, You know, they dealing with the multiverse. I had to get this. Plus, it's got my boy on there. Y'all see him up there at the top.
Captain Carrot.
That's right. This was a long ass book to read, but I read it. DC Metal Last Stories of the DC Universe. All right, so that does it for all my new books. So now this is the AOK that I received from Lady Fantastic. I haven't looked at any of these, so I don't know what I got.
Have a great night, VB. Thanks for staying up with us.
Have a good morning, sir.
Later, man.
All right, so we'll start off with Secret Origins Shazam.
Newsstand.
Yes. Okay, it's dope cover. Red Wolf #1. He kind of like a cross between what's his name? Winter Soldier and somebody else. Cabal. DC versus Masters of the Universe #1. Cool beans.
Great read also.
Power Girl #4. And motherfucking Chuck Norris Karate Commandos #3. So what that means is that I'm gonna have to start collecting this. Did y'all know that Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door?
He does everything.
He does everything. Last book is, you know what? I needed this one. I do not have this book. Black Panther #8. I like that cover, man.
Yeah, that's a great one.
So thank you, Lady Fantastic, for the books. I do appreciate it. I really do. Especially that Shazam. Shazam. That does it for me, man.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right, well, I'll go.
Oh, you're gonna let me go last? Oh man.
Yeah.
I am
You sure you want to go after Matt?
Right, I don't want to follow. Like that's
Hold on.
Man.
Don't be starting no crap. Because I just went after you, man. Okay.
Me and Al gotta
Hey,
fall in the middle.
but-
You start strong, you end strong. Like me and Al in the middle. Y'all can't be doing that to us, man.
All right.
Y'all coming out there with like, I got Harrison Ford's bones slabbed next to the first Indiana Jones comic book. Like, it can't be.
The last movie.
Right.
All right, so this is one of the books that when I do, I've been putting off this damn haul video because it's so long. But this is one of the books that's actually gonna be in my haul. But since Sean brought it up earlier,
You see what X just said?
I can't be outdone. I gotta go pick up some extra stuff.
Hey, while Sean was doing his book, Matt did this double right here. The damn instant transmission and popped up.
He had some comic books DoorDash to his house.
Yard rat.
Comic Dash.
Comic Dash.
All right, so we got Razor. I did pick up Razor. It's a variant.
Blow yourself up, man.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go, Sean. This is that Razor. He had a variant, some type of variant here. I'm not sure if it's #1 or not, so I had to check. But he had in the half off bin, so I ended up paying $10 for it. That was during the Christmas sale. Al, this is one the guys actually started before the show started, but this cover was so damn sick I had to buy it. Apocalypse and the Artifacts #1.
I got that book. That's the first appearance of that chick.
You got this book here?
Yeah.
That's a 1 in 50 variant, man.
I bought that from Will had it for cover price when it first came out. Yeah.
Wow. Of all folks. Wow.
Yeah, it was cover price.
Man, you should go look what that book going for. All right. Black Panther #7. I heard that shit bit, man. Somebody told me Barack Obama is in there.
Yep, he's in it.
He is in there? Okay.
Yep.
Daredevil Number 53, Origin of Echo. Betty and Veronica, Summer Fun. Y'all gonna get my Archies. We've got March with John Lewis and the March on Pettis Bridge. So of course you're not picking that up.
Nice.
Ghost Rider 2099 newsstand edition. Body Shots number 3. Darth Vader number 5. I just like that cover. All right, we got some independents here. We got Yummy Fur 18. Yummy Fur number 20.
Yummy fur.
Yeah.
Mm.
Captain Universe number 10. Second appearance. I think that's the third appearance of Captain Universe, I believe. Newsstand edition. Sean, I got me a little bit of Tomb Raider as well. Tomb Raider number 1.
Nice.
Was elated to see this was still on the shelf. Black Panther number 7. I was glad they grabbed that before.
G-Spot is asking what was the last book.
What was the last book? Let me go back here.
Not sure if it was the Tomb Raider or the one before that.
Let me go back. He might know what Yummy Fur is. It's an old independent. I had Yummy Fur G. Yeah, these came out like in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken. I think it came out in the 80s. And then we have the Peacemaker. This is the character that John Cena is supposed to be playing. I think it's in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, and James Gunn, Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Peacemaker.
I can't see him. Can't see him, man.
Oh, bullshit. You got me. All right. Josie and the Pussycat.
Josie and the Pussycat.
And Yummy Fur number 1. This book can go for a nice little penny. All right. Next up, A-Force number 1, the Midtown variant. We have Battle Chasers number 1.
I got
Remember that.
I have that book.
Deathmate Black. Anybody know the significance of this book?
It's something about it. I know the significance, but I can't remember what it is.
First appearance of Gen 13.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking copyright infringement on the Hulk, but all right then.
All right, we got some Spawn newsstand editions. We got Spawn. What is this? 32. Spawn 37 newsstand. Spawn 18 newsstand. Spawn 34 newsstand. We got Spawn 29 newsstand. We got Spawn 81 newsstand. There we go. There we go. Spawn 81 newsstand. Spawn 23 newsstand. And 19 newsstand as well. And I got lucked up and got all of those Spawn for $1. The dude, when I went to the register, I was praying that he didn't say, "Hey man, you know, those will have to be more than that." But he honored it. It came out of the dollar bill. He honored me at $1. So, Al, like you, my friend, I picked up the Peach Momoko because I love that cover. When I saw it, I was like, "Yep,
Yeah.
That is a nice piece of Moko cover.
Yep.
Also, I picked up Marvel Voices Indigenous. Number one, I got the A and B cover of this as well. I'm not sure where I put the other cover. And then I've got Wonder Woman 76, the military variant. I just love the cover. Although I hate they right here her leg is cut off. I wish they'd had could have got it all on the screen there.
Full body shot.
The full body shot. And also, Al, I did pick up the DC Mirrors Multiverse as well. This has also got a first appearance in it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's got 2 or 3 of them in there.
You know, there's a Superman on there, man, that I didn't know nothing about. This what, and I'm gonna get his book, Sean. Yes, that one right there. He's a hippie Superman. I gotta find that book.
Yep. Savage Dragon, 252.
Oh man, that's the third front.
Yep.
Third print, man. I didn't even know it was a print.
The first print was the Dagwood. Second one was but in that one, I think it was pink or green. Or
No,
something.
it was red.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
Now I want to see Lawson do all those old school comic strip art.
we got Betty and Veronica, 267. We've got week 20 through 52, week 23, first Osiris.
Man, you know how long that book was, the dollar being book.
Yeah. That's where I found it at. Marvel Monsters. The reason I picked this up, man, is does anybody know the artwork on this? Sean, you got an idea who did the artwork on this?
Nah.
Eric Powell.
Of the Goon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I picked it up. That's the sole reason why I picked it up. I said, man,
I still know him by the cover.
All right. We've got Justice League New 52, number 12. So Superman getting it on. And last, well, no, I got two other books in there. No, I'll say those other haul. Don't worry about it. And last on this haul tonight is the Toxic Avenger number 1, newsstand edition. So that's it. That is it. Coming over to you, Chris.
All right. By comparison, small haul. Picked up Batman Catwoman. If you haven't picked it up, need to pick it up. Great read. It's also, I don't know if anybody's even thought about it, but it is also a key because of what happens in this story. Ties this comic book to the Batman Mask of the Phantasm animated movie. It is the first time that the Mask of the Phantasm movie actually becomes part of DC continuity. So if you don't have that, go snag it. Then I hit the dollar bin.
Man, I thought you were gonna say that book was the first time Batman got chopped in the throat by Dusty Rhodes.
No. Then I hit the dollar bin looking for some cool covers. Picked up, fill in some gaps too. Also, Superman Action Comics 803. 750 Superman in Action Comics. Then I picked up the dollar reprint for this Catwoman because I want to get the run. So I picked it up for the wife because I actually do like the art from that run of Catwoman.
Is that Bruce Timm?
It looks like it, but it's not. But it's kind of done. It's kind of done along his art style, kind of in that way. Yeah, but all the art for the entire run is done like that, and I couldn't. Picked up the reprint. This is Sandman 23, and the reason they reprinted this one is it's the first time, if I'm not mistaken, Sandman goes to hell. So it's actually kind of an important issue in the whole Sandman run because they just also did the reprint on the trade papers for it. Picked up Ultimates 2, number 11, because I liked it's their Trinity, that classic pose of all of them together. Even though Captain America wasn't a founding Avenger, he is still considered a member of their trinity over the Hulk. But that is what it is. And then
That's why
after
the Hulk don't like him.
right, that's why the Hulk don't like him. Captain America wasn't even a founding Avenger, but he's considered one. After last Saturday's show, and me and Sean was talking about the covers for Futures End with DC and everything. When I went to the comic shop that Sunday, I hit the dollar bin and found all these for $1 a piece.
Wow.
Yep.
Got the Green Arrow,
Lenticulars.
got the Supergirl,
Lenticulars.
filling in my gaps. The Justice League United, the Justice League Canada, basically.
Why you had to say it like that?
Because they were Justice League Canada. Like you see the Maple Leaf in the United right now, they were Justice League Canada.
Justice League Canada.
That's where the whole comic started at. Picked up the regular Justice League one. Got that one too.
I like that one.
Yeah. Got Aquaman and the others.
You get those from Origin?
Yep. They got in a whole they pretty much got in almost an entire run of Green Arrow in the dollar bin section of the Green Arrow run from a couple years ago. Got a Superman and Superman Action Comics #1 Futures End cover. Picked up Batman's. Then got the Flash with Black Wally in his original costume before he became Kid Flash. Got the red and gold back when he was in the black and silver. Picked up Superman's other one.
Did you like that Wally from the New 52?
I like him. I think it's interesting that they decided to do the whole "your dad's a villain, so you're going to strive to be a good guy" story arc thing. But
I was too tied to the Wally that I grew up with.
Me too. I'm so mad. I'm so mad he got the Shaft, but I'm back. I'm glad he's back in Dark Knight's Metal. Picked up the Detective Comics, got that one, and then finally got the Aquaman one. Yeah, all of them in the dollar bin up at Origins. Picked up every one of them for $1 a piece.
Yep.
And then last but not least was some special orders that I got that finally came in that I've been waiting on. That I ordered special covers. Al, you posted Marvel vs. Capcom, and they did a special Unknown Comics had a special variant for Hellions #6 that they did for a fighting game cover.
Man, I forgot that came out. Golly.
Psylocke versus Sinister, and it was done especially for them, so you had to order from them. But it came in the top loader with a Mylar bag. I was happy. Backboard and everything. Cost me $10.
I like.
Yeah. So I got the Hellions #6, and then the other one that they had was Cable #6. So I had Cable versus Magic.
They doing a Viper Beam.
Hyper Viper Beam.
Viper Beam.
Yep. I was like, when I saw it was one of them things. I seen your post about Marvel vs. Capcom, and then I went on there and saw the cover, and I was like, well, I guess it's just a sign. I gotta buy the cover now. So I went ahead and got it.
Groovy.
Nice.
I give them credit. They got some Unknown Comics get some really good variant covers just for them every once in a while.
All right, well, awesome. Well, that does it for tonight's edition of the Comic Hall and Roundtable Discussion. We'll be back with the Christmas edition next week, and we will have a top 10. We hadn't had a top 10 in a while, but we will have a 10 next week, which you'll have to tune in and see. Want to say, go ahead, Al. Go ahead, brother. Oh, I have something else I need to do too. I need to do something else too. Glad you stuck your hand up. Go ahead, Al.
My top 10, regardless of the list, is going to have Gangrel in it.
Boy, I tell you, he going to find a way to get Gangrel in there.
You got to get him in there.
He going to be number 4.
Have y'all done top 10 wrestling themes before?
Yeah.
You know what? No, we hadn't done the best theme. The theme. He's talking about music, entrance music.
Yes, we have. We could do it again, though. And the reason why I know is because Gangrel was in mine.
That's why I brought it up.
I know it now.
He was in all of them. Al, want to say happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, bro.
For those who don't know, Al's birthday was this past week.
Yep.
If you followed us on Instagram like we tell y'all to do, y'all would have knew it. But want to tell Al happy birthday, man. And want to tell everybody thanks for tuning in tonight. Thanks for joining us. Once again, we will have a Christmas edition of the Comment Hall and Roundtable discussion. Next week, everybody go find your ugly sweaters. That's what we were wearing. Ugly Christmas themed show next week.
I don't think I ever owned the ugly sweater.
Well, I mean, I got a Final Fantasy green t-shirt I wear, a Christmas shirt that I wear. So, I got that. For Al Rainey, for Chris, for Sean, X was in the chat. Larry was doing something. We have no idea where he was at. Larry's starting to get like welding. He's starting to get like welding. We hadn't seen welding in 3 years.
What? Zeke Collects just popped in saying somebody told me Puff was here, so I came on to heckle him and get him all flustered. I think you missed that, man.
You missed that, man. You missed it, brother. You missed it, man. You missed it. You missed it, brother. We are getting ready to shut it down.
It's about to be over.
It's about to be over.
Yeah, man. It's the replay.
Hey, Z Collects next Saturday, 8:30. Be in the place. We'll be back with the Christmas edition of the Comment Hall and Roundtable discussion for everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Tell a friend. Tell all about the Comment Hall and Roundtable discussion. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram, the Comment Hall Roundtable discussion. I'm Matt Odom, and we are out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.